We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Tuesday evening. We are here with the Uncanny Pros tonight. We have our all-star cast consisting of people from every corner of like 3 total states. But with that, we have Chloe. How are you doing, Chloe?
Doing great.
Excellent. How was your week?
Pretty standard. I don't know. Really confusing now that it's getting dark at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's accurate. I have been definitely enjoying the extra energy in the evening, though. That has been super nice. Elle, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am hanging in there. I am standing up. So Lawrence health update. As far as the downstairs region being my groin area, I can walk around without limping. I can stand up for longer periods of time. I cannot go bowling. I did find that out this weekend. I went to go line up and do my normal lead up into my throw, and I was like, oh, no, that is still not good. So that is one that I can't do yet. But overall doing good. Headaches have been better too, so that's good. But I do have my TBI evaluation next week, so we'll get a more solid information as far as how that's going. So thank you for giving me my intro, Elle.
Yeah, fair. You're welcome.
Will, how you doing, bud?
Doing pretty well.
Excellent. Daniel?
We are spicy and present.
Sounds good. And last but not least, DM, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. It's a week full of victory for me.
Nice. Sounds good. Well, hopefully this will be your victory lap as we go ahead and get into our heroes moving along their quest line. Before we do that, we do have a few announcements for y'all. First of all, please let us know if you cannot hear us. There should be music in the background. If you cannot hear us, see us, anything like that, let us know so we can fix it. If the power goes out, there's not much I can do about that yet. I still have not gotten that emergency generator. So, we'll see what happens. But we will have special programming starting from November 30th. We're going to enter into our kind of holiday programming. Some people are going to be gone. Some people are going to be here. We're going to mix it up. We'll probably bring in some different DMs. And we will have some kind of special content just for that month of December to kind of get us through to the new year till we can pick up again with our Chapter 3 of GUI Cubes, the Red Star Rising campaign. Which Chapter 3 is actually called, I feel like I should know this, Coldest of Blood. That's right.
The coldest of blood, yeah.
Got it.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to that cold blood, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Here's a quick quiz for all of our Uncanny Pros, except for Elle. Who can name all 4 chapters that are currently out of the GUI Cube Red Star Rising campaign?
You couldn't name chapter 3, so that's not really a fair quiz.
I did say it before Elle told me, so I didn't want to hear it's not fair.
You had to look over your shoulder and read it.
I did not,
Darkest
Dream.
Genuine question?
That's a genuine question.
Yes.
GUI Cube rewards, so who can name all 4?
We've got the Darkest Dream,
Coldest Blood.
the Foulest of Spirits.
Yeah.
That's the first
Red
3.
Mist Curse.
There you go. That's all 4.
And Star Trek V, The Undiscovered Country.
Okay, but I know number 5.
Do we get any bonus points for the Menace in the Mist?
Menace in the Mist is a mini adventure, but good.
No, but I'm showing off, so.
DM's like, I don't know what you guys are worried about. They're all listed up on the website. What's chapter 5, Elle?
The Spawn of Zenvichu.
That's right.
Oh, I like any title with Spawn in it.
All right.
Especially Spawn.
Yes, exactly. Todd McFarlane.
But with that, DM, go ahead and take advantage on an initiative roll. Those are some of the most rewarding ones to get like bonuses on because it just feels good to go first.
It really does.
I finally got it.
It's your chance to potentially like knock off some action economy from the enemy right at the get.
100%. But anyways, good job on winning our contest there. So special programming, like I said, 30 November is when we're going to start. 28 December is when we're going to end. So that first week in January will be our first week back with our entire cast. With that, Chloe, please tell us what we should read, watch, and then vent about.
Woo! Well, we've only been talking about this since like the summer. So we're doing Dune. So everybody go watch it if you haven't. If you don't have the ability to go to a movie theater, it's on HBO Max. And so is the old David Lynch one if you want to like compare the two side by side.
Get drunk.
We are discussing it next Thursday night here on this channel. Hopefully. Last time it was weird. We just ended up being on Facebook, but we'll be discussing it. The book, the movie, the adaptations, all of it. So join us, let us know what you think, or catch the recording.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You should be able to catch the recording both either here on Twitch, or you could catch it on our YouTube channel, or you should be able to catch it on our Facebook channel. So anywhere that you're watching this, you should be able to watch it later. YouTube is the only one that I believe it stays up indefinitely until, you know, the nuclear war happens and we lose everything. Not to freak anybody out.
Or they just decide they don't like it anymore.
Right, they're like, take it away, which is
They're
more likely.
like-
That YouTube does that all the freaking time. Take it down. Why? It's offensive.
It's too good.
Why?
Aside from that, next up, why don't you please tell us about your other side project that you do, Mr. Daniel?
Well, the other side project I have are you implying that this is a side project? Lawrence, I will have you know that you're my big project, Mr. Dungeon Master. And I don't know what I meant by that. I take this stream seriously.
Hopefully that's sexual
So what
implications. That's what I was hoping for.
Hopefully? Oh my. Okay.
We're so close, you guys. We're so close.
I have no crazy metaphor to lead into this week. All I can tell you is that if you are someone who likes to wander the deep recesses of the mind and the furthest reaches that magic may take you, please stop on by and step into a little town called Ombligo del Diablo. It is the setting for a Mage the Ascension 5th edition podcast. A podcast of such wonders that can only be experienced by listening to it with both of your ears, or just one. I don't know. It's fine, but they do fun stuff with stereo these days, I hear. If you said to yourself, hey, Dan, listen, you fool, you are history's greatest liar. There is no Mage the Ascension 5th edition. You should definitely listen to our podcast because you're exactly who we make it for. Stop on by. It's a great show. Just make sure you are a mature listener because it is a mature podcast. And thank you all for the love and support and the thousands of listens, and it's been a great ride.
Anybody else think that Dan at the very start of that sounded like an MDMA sales pitch guy? Like, do you want to step into a magical realm to explore the deepest recesses of your mind? I was like,
Maybe.
oh,
Only for mature consumers.
I was like, oh, we're on the Joe Rogan podcast all of a sudden. Thank you so much. Elle, when you want to tell us about your stuff?
Why, of course. Well, if you've been following the GUI Cube series, which I would imagine if you're watching this, you probably know what GUI Cube is, but if you don't, it's a super cool company that writes those 4-5 chapters we were just talking about. And if you're really into GUI Cube, you can find us at an upcoming convention, the Emerald of City Comic-Cons. I mean, there's no of in the middle, but it is Emerald City Comic-Con, and it's December 2nd through the 5th, and we're going to be there, and it's going to be crazy and cool, and I mean, like, hypothetically, we have a new booth, and it's going to be beautiful. So you should come to Emerald City Comic-Con and see it because it's a big surprise. That who knows, Elle probably wasn't supposed to talk about, but she just did, so Uncanny Pros listeners. If you're a big fan of the Uncanny Pros, which, you know, if you've been with us this long, you might be, we have a super cool merch store. And because we have new things coming in for the holiday season, I will warn everybody that this week and last week will be the last chance to get anything cool that's already in the store. Now, if there's something you fall madly in love with and it goes off and you were just like, no, I was waiting for $1 more, you can let me know and we'll see what we can do for you. But for the most part, we're going to be doing a big redo of our online store. And so there's going to be all sorts of new stuff. So if you love something, you should get it now. It's probably going to be gone in about 2 weeks.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Elle. Last up is in my notes titled Stream Stuff. So I will go ahead and talk. Just so you guys know, this stream is 100% fully interactive. You can literally control the actors and what they do. Kind of. What you can do is you can spend points that you get by donating to the stream, by sending us bits, by subscribing, by all the different things that you can do. Those points you can then transfer into actions which you can give to the players or give to the enemies. If Hyper Mush Rambo, if you're outside the audience, I love you. Those can be various things like free attacks, healing spells, all run the entire gambit. Just pay attention to that chat scroll and they'll tell you which commands to use. Or some of our lovely individuals also monitor the chat. So you can be like, hey, I want to do this. They'll be like, type this in. And you'll be able to rock and roll from there. Also, you can see right below my little Glen here. Where's my Glen? Right below my little Glen here is our stream boss. Our stream boss is an individual who you are charged with taking down. You can do various things like subscribe, cheer, raid, host, or send bits, and you will knock down her health. Once her health gets to 0, whoever deals the fighting blow is the brand new stream boss. So just a little something fun for you guys to do. Lady Hawk is our current 5-week running champion, so good luck knocking her down. Other than that, that is all the announcements that I believe I have. Pros, am I missing anything? All right, let us go.
No.
Where's Rachel? That's what it sounded like, Dan. With that, let me invite you to the magical world of Ziothe. A place of high corrupted magic, of blood-touched individuals, of both justice and villainy, and ultimately of our heroes of the realm. Our individuals have been tasked with the long journey of going out in front of the caravan and looking for what are known as the RuInS of EsTranoch. These ruins are said to hold a special item which our pros need to recover for a secret patron which they do not know of. As they have moved down the road, they have encountered a couple of different obstacles in their way, to include a pack of wild dogs, one time maybe obtained. Jackals, sure.
That's how we're all going to remember it.
It's basically the same thing.
Or helpless puppies, if you ask the chat.
No, we're not asking the chat.
What's the difference between a jackal and a wild dog, by the way, Will?
They're different species, like coyotes and wolves are different species.
I mean, what dog is a broad category, generally referring to most canines in some way or another, and a jackal is a type of that.
Okay.
No, dogs are a specific type of canine. Canis
Well,
familiaris.
canine is an even broader, but we talk about dogs, and we're like, yeah, that's a type of dog. Like wild dogs are a type of dog.
Colloquially.
On tonight's
Scientifically,
episode of
Will is
Anthropology with us.
No, anthropologists study of
All
man.
just
That's-
humans.
Yeah,
did I mess that
this
up?
is biology.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm the dungeon
This is gonna
master. I
spiral
decide
from
where
here,
this
y'all.
stream goes.
This is gonna spiral from here.
We have no men in this party anyway. It'd be hard for us to discuss it.
True.
But with that, they made their way. They encountered a wild pack of animals that attacked them. They were four-legged. They had longer snouts, very clearly hunting kind of aspects to them, and they barked a lot. Decide what that animal is to up to yourselves. Points to the most creative person who comes up with that animal. But they also encountered that one of the members of their troop has some kind of hidden power. As Calopia was prompted to turn into a more feral version of herself, one might say, a more primal version. In this uncontrolled state, she lashed out and attacked several members of the group, and just showed how much of a badass she is.
She wrecked train.
But with that, they were able to subdue her and proceed to question where these organs came from. Calopia, answering at least what everybody perceived as truthfully, pleaded with the troop that it would not happen again, that she did not know where the origins of these things were, and that she felt the burden of what she had done. You all proceeded on your way. There was an uneasiness that followed you for about an hour or so until you came across some halflings. The halflings, suspicious of anybody that they crossed, kind of stood ground for a moment, but then after noticing that you all were not hostile, proceeded
Weren't they gnomes, actually?
I believe they were halflings. And the reason I might have said gnomes last time, I'm pretty sure they're halflings, because gnomes are totally different in Xiaofei. Gnomes, sneak peek, are much closer to Smurfs in Xiaofei than actual D&D gnomes. So,
They'll have one last
Their
thing.
names are all pun on the word gnome.
and there's only one female in the entire clan.
That sucks.
But they reproduce by splitting off into two separate gnomes anyway, so it doesn't really hold them back.
Oh yeah, it's just
Mitosis.
strange.
Mitosis gnomes.
Sorry, I had a funny idea for one shot. But with that,
God.
the halflings were a little bit standoffish. You guys, as kind of current party leader Ignish, kind of found some common ground with them as being from some of the short folk. And they shared with you...
Normal-sized folk.
It's true, accurate. I apologize. But with that, they shared some libations with you all. You guys made some changes. You guys exchanged some information, and they continue to move on your way.
Lawrence, we have a note that the music is loud.
I apologize. Give me one moment. Thank you, Lord of the Rings fan. Watch this. There's actually no music right now, but I can lower this down like this. All right, I lowered that down approximately 50%. Please let me know if it is too loud, Lord of the Rings fan, and I will lower it down some more. With that, you all continued moving forward until you all were stopped. There was a bridge ahead of you, and there you saw about six guards there. And let me go ahead and change up the music because it is no longer peaceful, but it is in fact tense. The scene that you see before you is an opening. There's a calm place in this river, as you do see. If you look a little bit farther up, there's actually rapids not far away. And you hear that sound as you kind of break through the clearing of the forest and you see this scene before you. You do see about 3 tents. You see another wagon that is parked. You see several horses. There is a fire, and there what appears to be some individual wearing what looks like a city tabard on. He's going to have a mosh posh of armor or so. His tabard is slightly dirty, and his hair is very unruly. Very similar to Dan's.
My man's got jokes.
He does have a little bit of a sunburn on him. The one that is over at the fire is it seems like he's cooking something up. Bear in mind, you guys left very early in the morning. It's probably somewhere around 9 or so bells or so in the morning. But he seems to be cooking something. He does have a sword that's about an arm's length away that has a shield next to it as well. And he kind of looks up to you with this kind of gruff look. You see 2 other individuals that are standing at the entrance of the bridge. They have these long spears that they stand with, and they are also similarly dressed in tabards, but they also have helmets on as well. They look like they have a little bit better armor kind of sitting on them. And as your wagon kind of breaks through the clearing, you kind of see them going from a kind of leaning, relaxed stance to a little bit more standing up and regarding to you. See here, there are 2 other individuals that seem to come up from the river, and they seem to have these kind of not so much buckets, but like water skins that kind of have an opening to them, so they don't close all the way and have a stopper, kind of like yours. The last individual that you see is down by the bridge, or he's by the pillar of the bridge. He is leaned up, and he's kind of has his head back like this. It's kind of hard to see from as far away you are. Your wagon kind of continues to move forward unless Mavea gets any kind of an order or any kind of a signal.
Do we recognize any of the heraldry on their tabards?
Do you recognize any of the heraldry?
Are they all the same, at least? Or...
Yes, they are all the same. They're all a little bit dirty. They all look like the same make. There's one of them that looks like there's one that's a little bit cleaner or maybe newer. So it has kind of this purple to it. The other guy's purple is very faded out, sun faded essentially. This guy's maybe looks a little bit newer. But Mavea kind of keeps walking slowly, and she just kind of, or she's not walking, but she keeps driving the cart slowly. What is your all's marching order?
Lynn's still up front, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of us are all in the wagon.
All
Yeah,
right.
if we're all feeling a bit less tense, I mean, we can go back to kind of how we were before. I guess it depends on the energy of the room. I mean, like, felt like Calopia kind of needed a rest there for a bit and to cool off and like let tensions simmer down. I'm happy to remain there, but I'll also take my cues from her as far as like what she needs.
Did we got those drinks? How much were we supposed to heal from those?
It's a D10, I thought.
I can check my character sheet.
I think it was a D10 because I got a pretty high.
Yeah, it's a D-
Yes,
it was a
one
D10.
D10 heal and
Ooh.
1 hour of disadvantage on ability checks. For
So
doing
are
it.
we in the disadvantage phase still, Lawrence?
Determined that we were far enough out.
Okay, cool.
Also, Lawrence, you're muted.
Sorry, my bad. I was shuffling papers and stuff, and it's very loud because these microphones pick up a lot. It is outside of that time frame,
Got it.
except for you, Kenna. You're gonna be like another 6 hours or so. No, everybody's faded off. Again, it's good stuff, and then you guys have drank plenty of water since then as well. But with that, you guys kind of move up. One of the individuals with the spear kind of walks up and kind of meets you a little bit halfway. Not quite at the entrance of the bridge, not quite at where you got the opening of the forest is, but he kind of walks up and he goes, "Hey, top of the morning to y'all. If you don't mind stopping your wagon for a moment, we have official business on behalf of the Prondadola regulars.
All right. What do you need, sir?
On behalf of Lord Governor," I wrote down his name, "Highwell Devlin, this is an inspection point. We need to search through your bags. We need to search through. There's been an increased banditry on the roads, and we've been taking precautions to make sure that we're watching for any of these things. If you wouldn't mind, please keeping your hands out away from your weapons. We'll get this search over, get you on your way."
All right. Just give us a moment. Glenn, would you get the dog? Make sure he doesn't bite anybody.
Killer.
I
Killer.
was going to use his name because that.
I imagine Killer like hops up from underneath Kenna's feet and kind of runs out to where Glenn would be standing, but instead he runs up to the guard and then immediately just goes belly up with his tongue out the side of his mouth. The guard goes over, like, "Oh, look at this little goody," and he kind of pets him with his foot, not quite kicking, but kind of like, doing that thing where you want to scratch a dog's belly, but you don't want to bend over to do it. And he goes, "Hey, go on, go on."
Killer. Hey.
He goes
Come on.
over, hops over, and goes back to you.
All right, boy. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Wait.
Calopia, did he say he was searching for stuff we've stolen?
Yeah.
How is he gonna tell that we stole it?
I think it's just looking for large sums of coin, I would assume.
We have.
I don't think you have to worry, Kenna.
I'm just gonna sit here. This is stupid.
If you wouldn't mind dismounting your wagon, please.
You should know that we're adventurers by
Fine.
trade. You're likely to find some
I'm sure there's
exciting
nothing.
material. in
Sure,
there.
sure, they're just doing their job, folks. There's nothing to. Let's not give them a hard time.
It's a dumb job.
Kenna.
What? That's what they do. They can't help you do it. I'm sure people think what we do is dumb too.
So
Got
I'm
no
sure-
reason to be suspicious of us. The sooner they can finish what they're doing and let us go, the sooner we're free of them.
I just know that whatever they do, Prondadol being like any other city, they find something half suspicious, us being Hanataz is going to take care of the other half for them.
If that's how they decide to handle it and they
Jeez,
decide that they want
Guys,
to report
just
for it.
relax.
You guys are having this conversation while he actually has his back turned to you. He's kind of signaling to
Nah.
the two guys coming up from the wagon to come on over. The guys go on over and they kind of tie their water sacks kind of tight and they kind of set it over. They start walking over with what may be only a dagger, but they don't have spears on them. They don't have long swords. They're just kind of walking over. Kind of look tired.
There's nothing they can do to us. Just let them do their job.
Yes.
If they're not going to choose to take this in a violent direction, that'd be foolish.
with that, do you guys dismount the wagon?
Mhm.
Yeah.
As you guys do, one of the guys with the spears kind of just comes on over and kind of just corrals you a little bit, just like 10 feet away. With that, he just kind of stands there, and he's just kind of leaning on his spear. Mavea just stays where the horse is at to keep it under control with the reins, as the other three of them just start kind of moving their way. One of them walks up to me and goes, "Ma'am, would you please just lift up your arms, please?" And he just kind of does real quick. He has like a billy club, and he just kind of does like a little like run down her sides, and then down her kind of like the small of her back, just kind of listening to see if this club rings off of anything, essentially. The other two go through. Where are your guys' backpacks at?
Well, mine would be on me.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the cart. Calopia's is probably on the cart.
Mine's in the wagon.
Yeah, mine would probably be inside too.
Kenna, where's your backpack?
Ken is like, this is my backpack.
I probably left the backpack in the thing, but I have the bag of holding on my hip. It's tiny.
Bag of holding is?
Yeah, they're only like purse
Yeah,
size.
it's a bag.
Okay. Sounds good. They go through. You kind of hear them go through. They're kind of fiddling with like Hanata's buckles are different than like regular ones, so they're kind of like, what the fuck? And they're trying to kind of move it, and they get it open. They take a look through.
It's a nice bit of lore.
Yeah, just little things like that. They find. Let's see here, Dan. You said yours was in the wagon. Yours has potion in it, right? Yours has one of those beer potions.
Two of them actually.
Let's see.
Two remaining.
Cool has potions that would be in their bags and not on their sides.
I mean,
Let's see.
mine would be with me.
Mine are in my.
Yeah.
A
I
Okay,
got
potion.
two
I have a-
healing.
Oh, go first.
I got 2 healing brew, a flask of oil, a potion of vitality, a potion of greater healing, an antitoxin, a potion of healing,
Dan's got
and a
all the
rat.
things. Nice.
I have a vial of acid in my backpack.
Okay. They go through and they find Dan's backpack and they pop it open. And one of them goes on over and he pulls up the thing and he pulls off the stopper and he sniffs it and goes, "Oh, who's this?
Mine.
How much you want for the beer?" And you hear the guy that originally stopped your wagon. He goes, "Put it back. You're not drinking on the job." He's like, "Oh."
You couldn't afford it anyway.
He goes on over and he puts it back in and kind of finishes up. Anything else? Hey, bosses, there's a lot of weird vials and things like alchemy type stuffs. And the sergeant kind of hops up inside of the wagon. He takes a look and he goes, "Hey, none of this stuff's going to hurt anyone, right?"
No,
Well,
it's mostly
would-
designed to do just the opposite.
I wouldn't drink some of it. There's some stuff that's probably not safe to drink, but it's not designed to hurt people.
All right. Hey, whose backpack is this? And he holds up Dan's backpack.
Hey again.
All right, go ahead and come forward, mate.
I look specifically over at Ignish.
You're
Let them
fine.
do their job.
You're fine. You're fine.
I walk over.
They go over, they hand you your backpack and go, "Hey, go ahead and stand over there with the rest of your folks."
Mm-hmm. All right.
Go over to the next bag and they're kind of looking through it. And they go, "You're like doctors or something? We got more vials over here."
Some of us do fiddle in the magical arts, do a little sparks at my finger presentation.
He goes, "All right, is this your backpack?"
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's mine.
"All right, come on over here."
It's the only normal sized backpack.
He goes over, hands it down to you. They go through the other two bags, kind of same routine. They're kind of looking through it and such. Would anybody have anything aside from potions that might be considered strange or weird?
I've got
Even our
so many
weapons?
weapons.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, like it's just weapons and potions.
I was trying to unload so much junk with those last people, but they only had so many things to trade.
The most of the weapons would probably actually be with Kenna because she has a bag of holding.
Also, he made me leave most of the weapons at camp.
That also, and that would be the same for all of you. Is that if you guys had like a lot of excess
Yeah.
of anything?
There's some alchemist supplies in the wagon. Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The
really.
weirdest thing I'd have on me is a great bow and some great swords.
They go over. They search the other two. call the people over, go over, hand them back. They go over, they lift up, they find this like weird tarp thing that they kind of hold up, and they're like, oh, whatever, nothing. It's closed down the wagon bench. Do the same thing to the other side. They come on over and they come up to each of them and goes up to Glenn first. Go, hey sir, you mind go ahead and lift up your arms real quick?
Sure.
He goes on over again, takes a billy club. He's not being like rough with it or anything. He's just kind of running it down. He does clink it off your sword just a little bit. Kind of goes down your leg. It does the same thing. He does examine like you guys essentially on your belts is where you guys are carrying a lot of different coin purses, stuff like that. He does go through and he kind of hits the coin purse and just hears coins and kind of doesn't seem interested in the coins, just making sure that they all sound like coins. Kind of moves through. Hey, mind going over and just kind of lowering down your neckline real quick?
Sure.
Kind of do so. He's just looks like he's inspecting. All right, you're good. Go out and stand right over there, and he just kind of separates you from the group a little bit, and basically does the exact same routine with the rest of y'all. After they go through and they kind of finish searching you all, they go, all right, hey, we appreciate your time. We're sorry for slowing you up. Where's the rest of y'all's troop?
They're following behind. We're going ahead, scouting things out.
All right, so we should be expecting more coming down this way.
A few hours if there's no delays.
Coming this way?
Games, prizes, and entertainment aplenty.
Are they coming this way though? We're off on a side
That,
quest.
I understood. That's my understanding is they are coming behind us. Is that right?
Yeah, they're going to Prondadol.
All right, I actually got the map out for this exact reason.
That's a cool map. I haven't seen that version of the map.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so Nevermore. Crap, this is all backwards for me. Okay, Nevermore is right here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys moved this way and are about right here-ish. Prondadol is this spot right here, and you guys think you're going to somewhere down over here. But as of right now, you guys are along what's called the King's Highway, which took you through the Black Rock Bog.
We are along the road to Prondadol, which is where, to our understanding, the troop is heading, though.
Yeah, so they'll see our troop.
Okay, yes. So we're not misspeaking to them.
I don't know how much further behind us they are, but they're behind us.
All right, hey, not a problem. Hey, as we said, make sure that you're keeping real keen and alert on the road. There's been a lot of reports of banditry and something that's worse out there in the wood.
Like, what do you mean something worse?
Specifics would be nice.
Necromancer, undead spider.
Just
My
for
eyes go
example.
wide over again.
Both.
Dragons,
Very
giants.
He's very young. Very.
Well, I mean, you all look like you're very young, but that's all right. No, there's been different arachnoid incursions down this area, and that hasn't been the issue. We know what they look like. They're the type that just go through and they just burn, rape, and kill, as they move through. There's been, and something more devious than the normal bandits that you might encounter. Bandits, their goal is just money, but we've heard some rumors from different folks that we've interviewed on this road, and they talk about kind of like what you were saying, ghosts, but not ghosts. Ghosts take form, and ghosts in stories take forms in different things. You know what I mean? These was something like phantoms, or something like specters. They moved lightning quick when they attacked. They weren't after blood. They weren't after money. They were after something else as they attacked these different wagons and caravans and such that moved through.
We're sure that this is an otherworldly entity. I mean, typically the dead don't look to spend coin or plunder the physical objects of passersby.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying, is that it doesn't seem like they're after the coin. They're not after blood. They're after something else.
After magic?
I don't know about that. That's...
You know, like, I might be able to talk to him. Do you know where these sightings have been centered? Is it close?
all up and down the King's Highway. I mean, some even past Nevermore, even further out to the coast, some of these sightings have been. That's why the Lord of Prondador's been making up different checkpoints to try and figure out what's been going on. So
Understood. Understood.
yeah. But anyways, we'll wish you well on your way, and just make sure that you're keeping your eyes open and your bows ready.
You also, my good sir. It gives me to be with you.
Absolutely. You all take care now. They go on over and they move away from your wagon. They kind of move back to where their posts were. The guys who were gathering water pick up the water and kind of move over. And they kind of go back to leaning up on the pillars. I'm assuming you guys embark and continue moving?
One question.
Yep.
As we continue down this road, are we able to give the impression that we would be taking the North Fork still? Is it not divided on that point yet? Because I would like them to think that we are heading towards Prondadol.
Yeah, you guys are more or less, as far as Mavea has been leading you, you guys are headed straight into Prondadol.
Okay, cool. So it is after this that the road will fork and we will take our passage south.
Yes.
Cool. Sounds good. I want to give no impression of our real destination to anyone if possible.
Okay. No worries. As you guys move past, you guys get a look at that one guard that didn't get up to regard you. He's still back like this. You guys see his face is heavily bruised up, and he has a split lip, and as he's sitting there, he just is like...
Hey, Mavea, stop that cart for a moment.
Goes over and pulls it up.
Walk back towards him. Hey, excuse me, what happened to your comrade here?
They
You
all
all right?
They all look back at him and laugh. They go, "Oh, he decided to mouth off to some halflings that came through, and we thought it'd be funny to let him learn a lesson."
Oh, yeah, the mistress of the wagons. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with her.
No, we weren't planning to, but you know how young bucks can be, so...
All right. Lesson learned.
All right,
Jog back to the wagon.
you all take care now.
You as well.
And you all continue down the road. As Lawrence switches to his notes.
Right, well, it didn't go half as bad as it might have.
Wagon explodes! They planted a bomb!
What do you have? A knife? No!
Told you this was a dumb stop.
You guys continue moving down. What's the area? There was obviously a lot of tension, especially leaving the previous battle, coming up to the bridge. What's everybody up to, and what's your marching order moving forward?
If we can have the Glen up front again and have Calopia and Sayer and Trail, and maybe Ken up front with Glen also.
Mhm.
Or
And
Kenna up on the wagon so she can see things and shoot them.
he just gonna be in the wagon because he can't keep up otherwise.
Sayer is trying to do his best to be supportive guy, but also not smothering, and trying to read the room on that about if he should be continuing to walk with Calopia or not.
There, if you want to walk with me, I wouldn't mind company.
I'd like to walk with you. Yes, let's keep doing that. That sounds like the right thing to do.
Okay.
Clarified.
All right, so getting this is
Verbal communication, good.
Calopia, this is Sayer over. I would like to walk next to you, approximately 5 paces over, waiting for acknowledgement and approval.
Sometimes I might even like to touch your hands, though I understand that they must mostly be free because they are deadly weapons that you will need to dispatch our enemies.
I think after, if Ignis hears if any of Sayer's talking, he's gonna kind of whisper back as loudly as he can. Hey, I heard that fuck and said it real quickly around you. You should probably hold hands just to make sure you don't lose track of each other.
Man.
You're
Man, Iggy.
prodding, my friend.
Man,
It's-
Iggy.
Calopia will just kind of quietly take your hand and keep it.
I don't know what color I blush in, but that happens for about 3 seconds, and then I shake it off.
The other answer is, what color does your rat turn?
Ooh.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I think you're kind of in charge of that. But
No,
it is-
I gave you a homework assignment to decide what color the rat turns for each emotion, and you clearly did not do it.
No, wait, hold on.
I think there's a whole
go do
jumble of
narrative
emotions
for
here.
45 seconds. I got this.
What really happens is that Calopia, who's a real OG, goes, well, it's an older code, but it checks out. Marching order again, Calopia, or not Calopia, Kenna, Glenn is up front.
Mm-hmm.
How far do you guys want to be?
Or is Kenny up front, or are you wanting in the wagon?
Which has more utility, me up directly up front or me in the wagon so I can shoot things?
You're softer, so I would have you maybe in the wagon. It wouldn't be a bad idea. I think Glenn can at least survive the first round, get back to us if he needs to.
Okay, that's where I am. I'm in the wagon.
Nice. Glenn, how far up ahead of the wagon do you want to be?
And if I'm advanced scout, I mean, I would not be too far, but I don't know. A
30
stretch.
30 feet.
Yeah, 30, 40 feet sounds about right.
Oh, I wanted to
30
roll
feet's probably good.
wanted to roll a D100. Let's see.
30 makes it so you can run back.
11
Yeah.
feet. All right, 30 feet. All right. G is up front. Ignish, Kenna, and wagon.
Yep.
Mhm.
Excellent. I'm keeping notes. And then Calopia and Sayer in the rear. How far in the rear would you guys like to be?
What do you think? Like 15,
Uh,
20?
The dice
I'd
say
s-
53 feet.
15 or 20 feet's
Wait,
fine.
hold on. Dice do not determine how far
Yeah.
I stand back from a wagon. I'd say probably, I think 20, 25 might make sense within
Okay.
a round of movement. Maybe.
I'm good with that.
Excellent.
And we make sure Killer's not under anywhere where he might knock somebody off the wagon when he decides to wake up and come charging out.
Yeah, Kenna, whenever I ask you where your location is, you have to tell me where Killer is also.
Killer is with me.
Being a good boy.
I'm feeding him treats.
I like it. You all continue through in this marching order for about another 45 minutes to where all of a sudden Mavea stops. And Ignish, who's probably riding up on the bench with her, notices that there is something underneath her shirt that is now glowing. She goes on over and she pulls it out, and there's an amulet that is glowing around her neck. She goes, I think we're here.
I look around. Do I see a castle or anything? Or
You don't see a castle, but you do see what looks like an old abandoned road that splits off from the main one.
And
Are
for
you
the
s-
record, Prism the rat turned a very light blue
Excellent.
because I found an appropriate tool to gauge this with.
are you
Sorry.
supposed to wait here? Or can you take the wagon up the road?
Mother Salvensa. And first of all, she can't take the wagon up the road. You look up ahead, and there's down trees and all kinds of stuff. It's like,
Oh, I've heard that. Before. You can't. I
The will says, give me 5 minutes. Firebolt, firebolt, firebolt.
and she can't take it up for plot reasons. But she says, Mother Salvensa instructed me that I was supposed to stay here and wait for you all.
all right.
It's like the wagon is hitting some sort of invisible wall. I
No, there's an
can't-
actual wall. There's fallen down trees and overgrown shrubbery.
So, do I have a gem that lets me know when I found the right item we're recovering?
You were not given anything like that. The only thing that what you're thinking of is this amulet that she's trying to hand you.
Okay. All right. Put the amulet on. And let's get headed up the hill. Now, if this is like a 10-foot wide road, 5-foot wide, I know there's trees falling down.
It's gonna be somewhere around like 7.5-ish or so. You could do double stacked if you wanted to down it.
All right. Let's go Glenn and Calopia up front,
Okay.
then Kenna and me, and Sayer in the back.
All right.
Sounds good.
With that, as you guys dismount and you make the first step off the main road, the amulet that you just put on your neck rips off and hovers in front of you. As before you, all of a sudden, the vision of a hooded figure comes before you. Thank you so much for accepting this mission on my behalf. It has been a pleasure working with you, Mother, and I'm sure that we will find a far more profitable relationship in the future. What I have tasked you with is to recover an amulet from the ruins of EsTranoch. I have prepared a special item in order to assist you in navigating through the ruins. As all of a sudden, in your hand, Ignish, appears a piece of paper. Another piece of paper.
Is everybody else seeing this?
Yeah.
Magic.
Bam.
Are we seeing the ominous, elusive figure in front of us? Yes.
Yep, you're seeing the elusive figure in front of you, and then you're also seeing this map that basically appeared in Ignish's hand.
This is a tangible, real map. It's not a...
Yes, it is a tangible, real piece of paper.
Well, if every video game I have ever played has taught me anything, we need to go right first.
You have fun with that.
The ruins were once a victim of the corrupted magics, and as such it is inhabited by strange corrupted creatures. But I trust that you and your ilk will have no problem dispatching them with your normal methods. The real trouble for you was that at one time the Church of Wardain had descended upon the keep to try and purify it. They failed, but they did leave various wards in their wake which you must traverse through carefully. I care not for any creatures or any treasures which you may find except for the amulets. I have paid my deposit, and I will deliver the rest once the task is completed. Good luck. The amulet stops glowing, fades, goes back around your neck, Ignish. And that is all.
I think we're going the right direction.
So everyone witnessed that? Or
We can just take all the stuff that's not the amulet, huh?
Yeah, but everything we take that's not the amulet puts us at more risk. So I don't think we should spend much time exploring the place. Let's go get what we need and get out and get back to troop, because they're also not at full strength anyway. And with us, we're actually some of the bigger, stronger people in the troop right now, as scary as that sounds.
Oh, and Kenna goes and gives Ignish like this giant hug. You are thinking about the troop instead of the treasure.
I always think about the troop.
Not instead of treasure necessarily in that order.
No.
now,
If I can get treasure without hurting the troop, I'm fine. But I'm not going to put the troop at further risk.
now
Things are a little bit different now. Sorry, you were saying, Sayer.
Dark God's advocate here. What if the rest of it is like really easy?
I'm not saying we bypass stuff, but if we don't go searching for things that aren't stuff we need.
I'm just saying, if we make short work of anything that's placed in our way, there's nothing to stop us from taking a few minutes to look around. If we are, of course, in some peril and, barely make it to whatever we're doing, which seems likely given our track record.
Just no levers. That's easy. Just no levers.
Well, just
The lever was a
touch.
great idea.
Don't touch anything until we've had a chance to at least think about it. Just count to 6 slowly before we do anything.
Why not 10?
Specifically 6.
Why not 10?
Like-
I agree with
1,000,
Ignish that we can't
2,000.
treat this as a
No.
treasure.
Ignish is right. 6 is more realistic for me.
All right, are we going?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Fast
And-
forward to what happens. Kenna and Calopia get tasked with standing guard, go out on a completely side adventure that does not involve standing guard.
We know what we're good at.
Yeah, standing guard has never been anything that we're good at all.
Glenn is guard. Sayer is scout. Calopia should just be showing anyone who messes with us the business.
I'm assuming, Glenn, even if we get turned around, there's fog and fallen trees and we're in a deep forest, you can tell us which way north is.
Yeah, I can navigate.
So I make sure we're oriented when we first go in, so we know which way we're coming in and all that.
All right.
Yeah, I can navigate even if visibility is bad. I'm trained to do that.
There's actually a feat for that.
And a background,
And a
which I think he
background.
has.
There is also there's both a background and the rangers can do some stuff.
And a spell too.
A spell. There's a spell for that. That nobody I think ever has taken the Find North spell.
No, it's Druidcraft now.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
What was once
Yeah, there we go.
What was once a decent road travels roughly northeast through the forest towards the bog. About you, the forest muffles with wind significantly. In fact, it seems more calm than you would expect. As you travel, the track becomes more shrouded with wet mist that rises from the ground. You can also now smell the fetid stench coming from the dark mire. It is a foul smell, full of rot and decay. Rounding a bend, you come upon an area that has more than a few glowing toadstools spread about the bases of trees. These shine with an orange hue and are shaped somewhat like pointed wizard's hats.
Oh, I
Nobody
like them.
eat the mushrooms.
Wait, but did you see them though?
Yeah, the mushrooms are bad news.
Well, I mean,
Whoa, wait,
Glenn, can you tell us anything about these mushrooms?
everybody stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Do we see that skull there among the mushrooms?
Yes.
Is it important?
It's a skull.
There's a few skulls.
Yeah, something's not right here.
Yeah, generally when you see mushrooms with dead humanoid parts around them, it's generally not a good thing. I've read older books, and that's always a bad thing whenever that happens.
I mean, we are in a cursed part of the forest on a quest that no one else has been able to accomplish. So I feel like skulls is something we should expect.
I feel like that's
Are we going uphill or downhill generally?
uphill. Well, no, you're in a bog. It's kind of
So we're going downhill.
yes.
I was trying to figure because it seems like we're getting into a boggier area. I thought we were going uphill though. That would be, I don't know if that's an extra level of weirdness or.
No, it's not an extra level of weirdness.
Okay. I'm going to be about 30 feet away from that skull. Have everybody behind me, Calopia and Glenn, with a hand on each of my shoulders to yank me back, and mage hand out and try to lift that skull.
Why are we standing behind the wizard?
He knows
I
where
also
the door-
don't try to stop you from picking up the skull because I don't actually think it's important.
Hey, Kenna, I want you to roll a perception check.
But if it's important.
Shit. 15.
Ah, dang, I was hoping it was going to be really low. You watch as Ignis raises up the skull. I want her to be distracted and look up, and all of a sudden there's a floating skull. Yeah,
Bum, bum, bum.
lift the skull up.
I could just give you that, Lawrence. You just messaged me.
You lift the skull up and exits out of the soil. You do have to tug at it a couple times and recast the spell. But eventually it does kind of come up. As it comes up, it seems like it tears away from some of the other bits of the skull, like it's just been weathered out so bad.
Bring it over so we can all look at it. Is there anything we tell man, elf, dwarf?
Oh, would you say you're going to use anthropology?
No.
Well, no, because we're turning off. It's more than just anthropology. It's humanoidology.
I mean,
That means human.
I mean,
anthro means man.
We're all
in D&D
anthropomorphic.
terms.
We're
In D
all
terms, well, that's only
anthropomorphic.
because because that word comes from, Greek, where all you had was human beings. They didn't have, dwarves and elves and halflings and gnomes. So
I just think that anthropology in a fantasy setting might be more
they have a
broadly
different name for
What's
it.
the
though.
skull, Lawrence?
Go ahead and give me a medicine check if you are trained in it.
I am.
Also, tell me about these mushrooms when you get a chance.
16.
One of the things that you have noticed, dwarf skulls you can kind of tell apart. They're definitely a little bit more stout, but I mean, an elf skull without being able to actually tell the ears, look like a smaller human being.
Can we see the Palatine Suture?
No, you cannot, because that does not exist in this setting, nor do I know what it is.
If you draw a picture of it, I can take it to my wife. She'll tell you what it is.
Okay, well, your wife is an
Is it
anthropologist.
Yes.
Wait, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, she could tell the race of a skull by looking at the Palatine Suture. Yeah, where the bone merges with your palate.
Yeah.
She can tell with like 95% accuracy.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was her senior thesis, or it was her master's thesis.
You don't know what that is either. Ignis doesn't know what he's looking for. So
we know it's not dwarf.
You know it's not dwarf.
It's not a dragonborn.
You know it's not dragonborn. You know it's what we'd consider humanoid, meaning that it doesn't have tusks in it, doesn't have
Horns.
Not a Sarth, because they're pretty large, right?
Yeah, Sarth are decent size.
Not an orc.
We could hold up to Glenn's skull and compare the sizes.
You could.
Pretty.
It's also very.
Hey, it's not the Bondurant. We know that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you're trying to decipher stuff from it. You know it's dead, and you know it wasn't a monster.
Okay,
They're
guys,
probably human elf, half elf, somewhere in that range.
let's go find our treasure.
Glenn, can you tell us anything about these mushrooms?
Can I?
What are you trained in? Are you trained in nature?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, this is why I asked if he has ranger.
There's that. There's also two individuals who are alchemists in the group.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the mage hand to pluck one of the mushrooms and bring him closer.
As you do, when it was glowing, it goes out. As you bring it closer. The cool thing about these is that they do come up to a point and kind of a swirly top. So it's not just kind of comes up to whatever the point is. It's going to come up. It
I am
stops
even
glowing.
more fascinated.
It stops glowing the moment that you pluck it. As you bring it closer. What was your nature roll?
22.
22. With all of your training, you know, don't eat mushrooms.
Oh, but
Guys,
they're pretty.
well, we could just take one with us and take it back to camp and try it later.
Well, wait,
Don't eat
hold on.
mushroom.
We're coming back this way. We'll get one when we come back through.
These
Let's not
feel
think
like
about
the
this
sort
right
of
now.
thing that we should feed to people we don't like.
As is typically such with mushrooms, yes.
Does anybody want to roll who's trained in alchemy?
Sure.
Sure, take an Arcana check.
Alchemy check.
That's not a thing
Intelligence,
anymore.
yes. Right, should be proficiency plus intelligence. Yes, madame.
14.
Calopia would be like to be looking out for danger or any creatures in the area just while we're all looking at mushrooms.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Mushrooms.
I got 14 for Ignish. What do you got, Kenna?
Also, wait, 15.
Ooh. Well, with a 14, you both check the book that was given to you back in Nevermore, and there is a picture of a mushroom that looks almost exactly like this in there, and it is called a mage cap. Mage caps are powerful in the aspects of that they are actually capable of being the magical component in a potion and more or less powering the potion. The other thing that Kenna remembers from a side conversation is that you have to harvest them at midnight in order to prevent them losing their magic, and you have to immediately put them into an airtight container.
Brilliant. We need to find an airtight container in our adventure.
And like on the way back, we
Mm-hmm.
can, yeah,
Wait,
and
Not
when at
till
nighttime.
midnight.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Like 12 o'clock at this point? You're 12 hours
We
away.
have 12 hours.
We have time to do the adventure and take a nap.
Let's get a move on.
All right. With that, you all continue past, and they all spray out poison spray.
No!
And last, he gets
Only
sword.
on making sure we don't have monsters.
20.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times that movement catches the side of your eye. And in general, what you're familiar with, what Glenn is familiar with, is that forests are not calm place. Forest and bogs are constantly moving. There's mist, water, frogs. birds, all kinds of things that just give you the willies. But you don't sense any major threats to the party. You all continue forward. The track continues, but now you are headed roughly to the north. The stink of the bog remains hanging in the air as assaulting air and assaulting your nostrils. The shrouding fog has thickening somewhat, as well as making visibility less ideal. You move into an area that is more dense with trees and see an old rusted sword hilt lying on the ground, partially buried in somewhat of a muddy track. What would you like to do?
I want to take a look at it. This is a sword hilt. That's cool.
Let's just look first.
So you guys are looking from what, 30 feet away, 100 feet away, 1 foot away?
We got
I'm closer.
What is closer?
My guess is Glenn is right there.
I like swords, okay?
The rest
When-
of us are like a good 10, 15.
I like swords.
when Ignish gets to 30 feet, he'll cast Mage Hand so you can pull it out.
It's stuck
I've
in
got
the
more
mud.
cool swords than I could ever need.
Yeah, 10 pounds of force. The sword itself can't weigh more than 3 pounds.
But it's
See,
5 pounds of force.
that includes the scabbard. A real sword, if you had a 5-pound sword, you would tire out so quickly.
No, I'm
A
not
lot
saying
of
that.
people-
I'm saying 5 pounds of force for the mage hand.
10 pounds.
What is 10 pounds? All right.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. Oh, yeah.
I have done my
Nice.
research.
Well, why do you think I took a large reduce?
Relax, bro. Easy, easy. You go to pull it on out. It's actually a giant sword hilt that weighs 1,000 pounds. Glenn kind of starts moving forward. Ignish kind of grabs his cloak. It's like, oh, hold on a second. I got this. Cast Mage Hand, pulls it out as it starts to kind of come on up. It is shiny. It looks like gold. And it looks like there's a pommel that is missing something from it.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Missing our locket thingy?
Or a flow stone.
But as it kind of gets about 3 feet up in the air, all of a sudden a bramble creeper comes out and swipes it out, launching itself. And everybody can roll initiative.
I don't want to fight another tree.
I want the sword, y'all.
Let's get the shinies, guys.
I want a sword that can put a flow stone in it.
Roll good. Roll good.
Alrighty then. Not bad. Let's go ahead and get some initiative scores. Sayer, what you get, buddy?
With Dan's new and improved +6 initiative, he rolls a 22.
22. Excellent. Kenna.
17.
Not bad. Ignish.
19.
Calopia.
24.
No.
And Glenn.
14.
All right. So with that, Glenn, you are familiar with bramble creepers because they look like trees until they move. It is very hard to find them. You guys see there is one bramble creeper that is currently hanging from a branch that had lashed down at the movement that it saw, not realizing that it was a ruse. So there's one bramble creeper on the field at this time. Calopia, you are first. What would you like to do?
She looks pretty hesitant and will try to attack it from a distance
Carry on.
by throwing a dart at it.
I like it. Toss it.
Oh shit. Well, we had a really great initiative roll.
Oh
That's the nat
no.
one.
Nice. With your natural one, you go on over, and she's like, got this. And didn't grab the dart out of her belt. She just did the motion. It did not hit.
No, I would figure not.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, she looks pretty stressed and she's just gonna step back a little bit.
To the untrained eye, it almost looks like she goes, guys, over there. Sayer, what would you like to do?
And what is its spatial relation to us right now?
Let's see here. Ignish, did you stay the full 30 feet away, or what'd you do?
30 feet, yeah.
Yeah, he's 30 feet away from you.
Okay. I run up and do stabs.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna take our once per turn. What is my power called? Sorry, guys, this is a bit of a slow night for Dan.
Opportune strike.
Opportune strike.
Crushing it.
That is the second 16 I have rolled in a row, so 22.
That will hit. These guys have an armor class of 13.
Oh my gosh, something of challenge appropriate to normal levels 3s and 4s. My goodness.
They do attack 6 times per turn, though, but you know.
Oh, okay.
What?
He's lying.
Rude.
I think.
Only 4 times around.
All right, so we will roll on our brand new Sword of Speed and roll a 1 on it
Solid.
for 5 from that.
Excellent.
I
5
don't think
damage.
this thing can bleed, but we are using. I'm sorry, Glenn. Did I give you the obsidian or serrated dagger?
Serrated, I believe.
Okay, sounds good. The other hand, also a 1 for 5.
Okay, so 5 total damage.
No, 5. Well, 5 on that hand.
10 total damage.
Yes.
Excellent. What else would you like to do with your turn?
I attempt to, with my bonus action, stab with dagger again.
Okay.
That one won't hit.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn. That's all of my moves.
Who would be in front of the party?
It'll be Sayer now.
Me now.
I meant when the party stopped.
Ignish, he was telling us all to be behind him.
Excellent.
No. That was at the mushrooms.
Oh,
with
those
the
are the
sword.
mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
behind
probably
So
me.
technically, it was
Yeah.
Glenn and Calopia,
Yeah.
followed by.
But Calopia is being kind of standoffy, so maybe Glenn.
And you actually did say you moved a step back. So
Yeah, probably me.
Man, that's so lame. You're not going to let me kill Ignish.
No.
A
I said
bramble
Ignish, you
creeper
excited.
launches itself from a tree above you and bites at you viciously, Mr. Glynn. Mr. Glynn, let's see if I can hit you. One is cocked. Alrighty then. Good sir, the bramble creeper strikes at you with its claws and with its bite, doing a total of, the first one will be, wait for it, 27 to hit.
Ah!
Yeah, that'll do it.
Second one's a 12.
That will not do it.
Alright.
What did they add to hit? Those are very different numbers.
You look
They had
better.
more to hit than me. I add 6.
Alright, with that, he is going to go ahead and do some claw damage, which is going to be a total of 7 plus 3, 10 damage.
Got it.
Alright, that is the end of its turn. Next up, Bramble Creeper number 5 launches itself out at Sayacrest.
Right.
They all have
Hi.
a British accent also.
I'm a high AC boy now. Let's bring it.
They go, tally ho, good sir, defend yourself. Alright, first one's going to be 26 to hit. Second one is going to be a 18 to hit.
Guess what my AC is?
Is it 18?
It's exactly 18.
Hey. These
And
dice,
I'm down about 9 HP. Let's
These dice
go.
are actually rolling pretty well for me. All right, claws, the big one. That is going to be a 3 plus a 1 equals 4 plus 3 equals 7. Second one is going to be with the bite. 1. So that is going to go ahead and be 4 damage. So 11 damage total on you, Saya.
All right. We are down to 16.
Ignish Firehand! Do your worst.
This is what you were born to fight, Ignish. This is the most Ignish enemy that there has ever been.
Firebolt the one, and I get a natural 1. Now let me look real quick at
No.
something. Let me check something. Avoid a fumble. I'm going to use that.
Ooh, there you go.
Get rid of that.
Double natural. How funny would it be if all of a sudden...
Actually, I'm going to use my halfling ability and re-roll that natural 1.
There you go. Another natural 1.
And that's 13 total.
13 hits. Do some damage.
Okay, so that's 3 damage. Son of a
Not
gun.
bad.
3 fire damage to the one that's attacking.
It might be 6. I
Sayer.
don't know.
These things, this whole bog is very wet. You don't
Ah.
predict that it's going to do more. And in 5th edition, there's not a lot of things that have weaknesses. There's a lot of things that have immunities. Not a lot of things that have.
You made out of wood.
Have you ever tried like lighting something on fire that's like a full log?
I mean, I buy the
Please.
wet arguments,
Okay.
but if one is a creature of wood,
Have you tried? You tried burning a tree? Take a blowtorch to a tree. Take a blowtorch to a human being. The human being's gonna be hurt a lot worse. So I've heard. Not that I've actually done experiments.
Are there foliage on creepers?
Leaves burn off, no problem though. It's not gonna. A forest fire in a mature forest. If there's not a lot of deadwood buildup, it'll burn through. Leaves burn off the trees. The trees are fine.
I don't want my hair to burn off next. Anyway.
Kenna! A bramble creeper launches itself out of the tree and attacks you. But it does say, I love your hair.
Thank you. Please don't launch a fireball at me and burn it off as if it were leaves.
12 for the first one.
No.
I'm attacking Kenna.
Oh. You said you. I don't.
No, I'm
thought you were
actually
talking
okay.
12 doesn't hit her.
Second one's going to be 23.
Well,
It goes on over and bites your shoulder and it's trying to rip your coat off, and you're like, no, bad. 7 points of damage.
Rude.
Do they have 2 different attack modifiers they use, or what?
Nope, that's an attack modifier. I just roll very differently for both dice.
they had at least 7. No, at least 8 because they didn't crit when they rolled a 27.
Next one's going to attack Calopia as another one launches itself out of the tree.
How many of these things are there?
He said number 5 before.
Yeah, at least 5.
That doesn't mean that's it.
This is going to be 27 and 26 to hit.
What are we doing?
These dice actually roll
All our
really well for
adventures,
me.
We're gonna be done in by vegetables.
Bramble creepers, if I the monster I'm thinking of, they're tough.
Yeah, they gave you guys a run for your money last time.
It's a real new Vegas Vault 22 situation.
8 points of damage to you, Calopia, and an additional 5. 13 total.
Ow. A little
Stop.
aggressive.
Stop.
Kenna, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm very upset at this thing that is on me. I am in front of me. I don't have a good place to do a thunder wave, do I?
You actually can, because it's basically swinging from the tree. So you could actually thunder wave straight up, just be like,
But that would just get the one, right?
yes.
Ah.
Okay, well, at least it might be gone. And I'm assuming these things are impervious to like sleep and that kind of stuff.
You won't know until you try it. Oh, I also have a picture. Boop. Look at this.
Could there be a roll to know if such things are?
There is. It's like an investigation roll.
They're horrifying.
Yep, wolves are terrifying. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I'd like to do thunder wave, and I'd like to do an inspire.
Okay.
Can I do both of those? And which order do I need to do them in?
You can do them in any order that you would like.
All right, well then we will thunder wave the thing above my head. We'll try that first.
Is that a Dex or Constitution saving throw?
It is. Hold on, let me pull it up. Yes, con over 14.
It fails very badly.
Get off of me. And then it is 2d8. So do I roll the damage?
Yes, you do.
Joop. That is not an 8. This one is an 8. 1. That was a 3. And an 8. So
11?
yes.
You clap your hands above you, and there's just like this plume of leaves that just blast off of it. This thing has like this body that you can see now is like this long tendril with these different like, I don't know, like mandibles of like different like real wooden spikes and such. And then all of a sudden you kind of have this really good photo shoot opportunity of these just falling leaves all around you guys.
It's naked
Aw.
out there. Just
It's also knocked 10 feet away from you if it failed its save.
So it flies up in the air.
I told you they're upset if they
Then takes
lose their
falling damage
leaves.
next round.
Maybe if it lands. With that,
And I'd like to inspire who needs it?
everybody.
Well, I only have 3, so who doesn't need it?
Nobody.
Gosh darn it. All right, fine.
I think Sayers has his life more in line right now.
Glenn Calopia
As
and Sayer.
Because we're in
usual.
combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're motivating Sayer?
Glenn Calopia and Sayer.
You do
'Cause
one at a time.
You can only do one at a time.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Sayer. Yep, Sayer. You got this, buddy.
Thank you. I'm really going to try.
You feel inspired. All right, that is Kenneth's turn. Bramble Creeper number 3 is going to attack Ignish. Ooh, 11 and 25.
25 hits.
It's going to be a 3 + 3, 6 points of damage.
You can survive that.
All right, next up,
At least they don't hit very hard. They hit very well, but
Mr. Glenn Wither. What would you like to
Yeah.
do? What do your elven eyes see?
the one that just like clawed me, I'm gonna try to make a topiary of him
Carry on.
with my bladed shears.
It does not know what a topiary is, but it is scared.
It should be. I feel like I'm gonna make it a draft.
Are you telling us that you need to check the clock?
Let's find out. Okay, thank God. I was gonna say that roll, I could look really stupid depending on what this rolls, but yes, it's time to check the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, you need to set your clocks back 1 hour because it's Glen o'clock.
Yes, it is. And you said armor class was
13.
13, so that hits.
All right, do some damage.
Look at the number. Plus is 10 plus. All right, on my first hit, 12 points of damage.
It is still up.
All right, that'll hit as well. It's a little bit better. $15 points of damage on number 2, son.
Mr. Glenn, you guys watch as he goes through and he takes his long sword, I believe is what you have.
2 of them.
So you take both of his long swords and he does this and he goes, I've always wanted to try this. And he starts trying to chop it and it doesn't work. He's like, screw it. And then he just starts chopping it down. And eventually you have a lot of firewood and twigs around your base.
Wanted to make a topiary, but instead I'm just sick of getting clawed at.
That is Glenn's turn. Now time for Bramble Creepers 1, 4, and 2.
Yay.
All right. Bramble Creeper number 1 is going to attack number 5 of you. I should have assigned numbers beforehand. I'm going to re-roll that. All right, numbers are 1 Dan, 2 Will, 3 Calopia, 4 Kenna, 5 Glenn.
Cool.
It attacks. That was a 6. That was a 2. It's attacking Will.
I don't like 2 on the wizard.
Natural 20 for 1 and a 26 for the second one.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the natural 20 was on its bite, so it's only 2d4.
I don't know if the chat's coming to save us tonight, guys. It's been
But-
a quiet night out there.
The claw was max damage, which makes me very happy. So that's going to go ahead. 8 plus 3 equals 11. 1 plus 4 equals 5 plus 3 equals 8. 19 points of damage.
Okay.
Not good. That's very not good.
Ignish not looking so hot.
I'd imagine not.
With
He's
that,
taking 25 hit points of damage this round.
yes.
His hit point maximum is 26.
All right, Bramble Creeper number 4.
Oh, he's up though.
Yeah.
Bramble Creeper number 4 is going to go. He's going to attack number 5, going on Glenn.
This is the first time this has ever been a thing where we're
Second
rolling.
natural 20
Damn.
and a 24 to hit.
Yeah, they both hit for sure.
Tonight is the night I TPK the party with plants. First one's going to be 6 plus 3 equals 9.
Okay.
Second one is going to be 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. 14 total.
Okay.
Last one attack on. Number 3, going to Calopia. Dose attacks. I got a 2 and a 4. 13 and an 11 to hit.
Nope.
All right. Top of the round, Calopia, you're up.
So there's one attacking Ignish pretty bad.
There's like
Two,
attacking
actually.
English.
Two. She's gonna go after them, so she'll run into melee.
Sounds good.
Let's start walloping. Hopefully. Okay, so the first one is gonna be a 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm gonna do damage and then roll the next attack.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be 7 piercing.
That will
Sorry,
do.
7 slashing.
That will do damage. Give me 1 second to put it added on to make sure I add it in. Ooh, that one. Or no, that's one that's not hit yet. This one's looking rough.
Okay. She'll take her unarmed strike on it for a 19 to hit and 6 slashing.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
It's a little rude, wasn't it? Her wisdom saving throw is a. It's a 20.
Okay, nothing happens.
Okay. And did she did the 6 slashing? Is it still up?
6 slashing. No, it is down.
Okay. Then she's going to spend a key point to take another unarmed strike on the other one
Go
attack.
for it.
Which is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And 9 slashing.
Ooh, nice. Which one are you attacking, by the way?
The other one on Ignish. There were 2.
That one goes down as well. Currently, as you guys are surveying the battlefield, it appears that there is 5 still up.
5
Wait.
more of these things still up.
Yes. All right. Is that the end of your turn, Calopia?
That's all I got.
Sayer, you're up, buddy.
Okay, so what we are going to do on this turn is hold on, I want to make sure that I am using this correctly. I am hurt and I want to be less so. How's the bramble creeper looking that took me in Will's attacks?
Oh, it's looking rough.
Okay.
These things you guys are judging by, they hit very hard, but they don't hit. They don't hit hard. They hit often, and they don't have a ton of constitution to them.
I am going to put a Hexblade's Curse with my bonus action on the one that is badly injured.
Sounds good.
And then I will take my Opportune Strike.
Okay.
Okay, that's solid. 15 should be enough to hit, right?
That will hit. Do some damage.
Okay.
Roll high.
All right. Alrighty. Sweet. That's 8 damage on the Blade of Speed.
All right.
And on the Obsidian Dagger,
Oh,
max for, I believe I had 4 on that one, I think. Yes, 10 damage on the Obsidian Dagger. And then, in addition to that, from Hexblade's Curse, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing right now. And four more total damage.
down goes Frazier.
All right, sounds good. And I, being a level 4 with a charisma modifier of +4, get 8 HP back.
I like to imagine that all of a sudden there's just a pile of twigs and you just inhale the soul from it.
Slurp, slurp.
With that, you guys crushed out a couple of the top order Bramble Creepers. So Ignish, you're up, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any wounded ones around?
There was one wounded one. It was the one that first hit you.
No.
It was the one that hit you
'Cause-
second.
No, they're both down. Didn't.
Oh, then there's a wounded one. It's on
Okay.
somebody.
I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at it using fire.
Have at they?
Does an 11 hit?
It does not.
Let me see what I got for.
Two more.
I'm going to go ahead and use my extra attack and just cast it again
Okay, have at it.
because I really need to hit this thing.
What level is Chromatic Orb? Just can't
1.
Okay.
So this one burning an extra spell slot.
Okay.
So another one. And that is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh,
So one of these is about
go.
to get incinerated.
I love you. Do you want to spend it on one that has a little bit more health?
Yes, I'll do that 33 fire damage on one of the full health ones.
Oh. I love you so much. I'm going to do it on the next one that's in initiative order.
Hey,
All right. So that is Ignish's turn, I believe.
yes.
All right. You guys watch Ignis. He goes on over and he starts muttering some stuff and he goes and sends it and nothing comes out, just smoke. And he goes on over and he's like, boom. He's like, had to take the safety off. All right. Kenna, you're up.
All right. So all of them are spread out, right? Still?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
How many are left now? 3?
3. One of them's injured. 2 of them are full health.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to try to shoot the injured one
Okay.
with my bow and arrow.
Carry on.
So that's this one. So that's so I rolled the 19,
19 hits.
and then it is a D10 plus 2. So that is a 6 plus 2, so 8.
All right. 8 damage total.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to kill one or do you want to damage one?
We'll kill one.
All right.
Kill
You
one.
You kill one.
It killed.
All of a sudden, there's just a voice that comes out. It will kill.
Wookiee.
Is
It
dead.
killed dead.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
I don't think that I can really do anything else. I mean, can I throw a vicious mockery at one of them just to see if that does anything?
Is Vicious Mockery a bonus action?
It's a cantrip.
Does it take a bonus action to cast, however?
It says at will.
Hey, Will, can you double check that for me, please? It should say casting time, and then it probably either says 1A or BA. Unfortunately, I do not have your character sheet up in front of me. I'll tell you.
No, it's fine. I don't see a casting time. A casting time is one action. Oh yeah.
Yep. All right.
Oh yeah. Got it. So no, I guess that's the only thing I can do.
You can still yell very hurtful words if you'd like.
Unless I can shoot again.
Yeah, you have your double crossbow thingy.
I do.
You're just sticks.
Well,
It
just
doesn't
do
make
that.
any sense.
Sticks and stones might break my bones, but not this time.
Well, so the second one was a 2, so that went wide.
Yep. All right. Probably use your bonus action to reload a bolt.
Yep.
All right, so you have 1 bolt currently in the crossbow. Next up is going to be Bramble Creeper creature. Bramble Creeper, number 37. You guys are almost through them all. It's not true.
Feels like it sometimes.
Wait,
Does-
which part? The almost through them all.
I was gonna say, wait, the 37 or the almost done? What's not true?
I was talking to the Bramble Creepers. They're almost through, you guys.
Oh, okay.
This one is going to attack. Who's number 5? Glenn.
Bring it.
Stop. He's my friend.
Stop. No, stop.
No.
Sorry.
That's lore now. That's one of Sayer's characteristics.
Ah.
No.
Natural 1 and 17.
So the 1 does obviously not hit. 17 does.
All right, 17. It's going to go ahead and do some. 7 damage.
All right. I am in very bad shape, just so y'all know.
Uh,
I got an amulet on the way.
It is your turn, Mr. Glenweather. What would you like to do, sir?
The one that's attacking me, let's get after it.
Good. Carry on.
chop you up. Yeah, will a nat 20 hit on that?
It will not. It misses. These guys are actually naturally immune to natural 20s.
Yeah, so screw you thing that just clawed 7 damage out of me. Now I get mine.
What? Is that a thing?
No, it's
No.
not a thing.
No, he's lying.
Hypothetically, it could be a thing, but
There are things immune to critical hits, but not to. They still get hit on a natural 20 no matter what.
Constructs immune to him in this edition? They were in Pathfinder.
as I said,
Adamantium construct would be, I was.
DM is mathing.
24 damage.
Not bad. He's sitting there. He's like, I go into the forest. I got my machete, and I chop, 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 chop. Woo! Chop, 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 like you know I do. All right,
Chop, chopping that mate.
that one is dead.
That's for clawing at me. And ineffectually trying to bite at me as well.
All right. Do you have any other attacks, or is that it for this round?
I mean, I have a bonus action.
Attack the other one.
Let's attack the other one.
There you go.
All right. That'll hit. 22.
22 will hit. Do some damage.
There's lots of dice involved in playing Glenn now. $14 damage.
Ooh, nice. It is still up though. And it is its turn. Let's see who it attacks. Or do I just want it to attack Glenn again? Glenn, you want to goad this thing on?
I mean, if he hits me again, I'm probably toast.
Oh
so
yeah,
no.
doing that 100% then. Here we go. 2 attacks on
Yeah,
Glenn.
why would you say that?
It is what it is. I said it already.
Cocked. 16 to hit.
My armor class is 16.
Yes, and then the second one is a 26. First attack is cocked. 3 plus 3, 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
You still up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang it.
I
Second,
don't like people besides me going down. I expect it from me.
second one's 10 damage.
What?
10
10
damage.
damage.
I have 1 hit point left.
Ah!
We're both in the 1 hit point club.
1 out of 40.
Terrible club.
Yee.
All right, Calopia, top of the round. What do you want to do?
I want to cry.
Oh,
Okay.
Calopia be like, I rolled diplomacy.
I'm gonna run
Please,
over to
Mr.
the one
Tree.
attacking Glenn.
It's like still attached to him. He's like getting lifted off the ground right now. He's like, it's like a Bengal tiger is like taking him up into a tree basically to eat feed on him.
Does a 26 hit?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, cool.
What'd you roll
Punch
for
your
that?
buns.
I did get a 19 on the dice.
Ooh, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I know. I know.
Oh, is that what triggers this?
I know. Ugh. I have a reroll that I would like to use.
Take it.
You're re-rolling your 19 to hit.
No,
Is it worse?
We're rolling our wisdom save.
it's the same. No,
Oh, that's horrible.
What's the
Ouch.
final roll?
got a 13.
Excellent. Go ahead and do some damage to this guy.
Eat it. I got 6 slashing.
Excellent. It goes down. However, you all notice a very familiar sight on Calopia.
Oh no.
Play dead.
All of us can play dead and let her go berserk.
I don't have the energy to play dead. I'm bleeding
You guys-
out here.
The 2 people next to Calopia have 1 hit point.
Oh my gosh. This is so good. With that, she rips it apart and you see the same familiar signs. Her nails become elongated. Her gums recede as she starts having these veins and her eyes just become completely dilated. As let's find out what happens to Calopia. It is the end of her turn, so nothing happens this round. You guys see it happen to her. With that, Sayer, you're up. You look, you notice there's no bramble creepers. However, Calopia is standing over the bloodied corpse of Glenn. Bloody body. Of Glenn.
Bloody corpse! What did you? I would have a much
Just
stronger
fast forward 2 rounds.
Just breathing heavily.
I fought the bad guy.
What would you like to do?
We give the hug of restraint.
He just walks forward. He takes off his glow. Hey, big girl. Sun's getting real low now.
Don't. I hate that line. Ugh.
Yeah, go for it. Hug of restraint.
Hug of restraint. Let's go.
It's essentially attack roll to start off with.
Am I just adding what I normally would to attack?
You're going to add your strength and your proficiency modifier.
Well, that one's not as good, but not terrible. I still get +2 strength. Prof bonus is still +2, so that is a 16 total.
What's your armor class? Nope. So first,
That's a no.
first restraint attempt does not work. You do have a bonus action.
God, do I have any magic that can help this? I mean, I can hex you. I don't want to hex you. I know that's a bonus action. Dang. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try that one more time.
Actually, hexing might help if you give her disadvantage on dexterity checks. You probably try to break the grapple.
That's true.
If you're not going to damage
do
her,
we
you
think
don't
we're
get
likely going to take a short rest after this anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm dying.
Essential.
2 of us might not have any choice in the matter.
Good.
Glenn, also do me a favor and center yourself in your chair. Thank you. I want the people to see you.
I have no idea if I should make another roll at restraining right now or try and make it easier going forward.
Well, you have everybody behind you in initiative order.
I think that I am the more active threat, so I think that hopefully her attacks should go to me.
Stop it.
So I will go ahead and try and make this easier for others. We will put Hex on you, and you will have disadvantage. I think Dex was what we were using to be all dodgy with it, right? Yes.
What is higher, your dexterity check, or your acrobatics, or your athletics?
God, my
I
dex.
have an idea, folks. So
All of my dex stats are better than my strength stats.
Yeah, so dex would be best.
All right, we do Dex.
All right, Ignis, you're up next, buddy.
Okay, I've seen this look before. This may not be a good idea, but I'm gonna cast Grease centered on Calopia
Okay.
to hopefully make that a giant mess that everybody falls down. To kind of make, and then I'm gonna move 25 feet away while I still can.
I'm running.
I believe it's at the start of their turn. It's a dexterity saving throw to stay on their feet, correct?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. We're gonna say that Glenn, not Ignish, Sayer, and Calopia are affected by that. Kenna's outside of it right now. But up next is gonna be Kenna.
Can I put her to sleep?
You can certainly try.
It's good at what you would know this about the spell. It affects lowest hit point totals first, so it automatically takes out Glenn and
Yeah, do
then
not
probably
put me to
Sayer,
sleep.
and then
I
maybe
probably
her.
actually
We
of
both
all-
have.
Let me just
much
say
less
this,
HP
y'all.
than her.
I have the best chance of getting out of this right now with what I have in my don't put me to sleep, don't hurt me, don't knock me down.
So
I got something that could work.
Though part of me just wants to not coach Chloe on these things and just let the chaos.
Yes!
Calopia is the sole person to return back to the troop.
You could inspire somebody as a bonus action.
Guys.
Help.
I think
Yeah,
at
I
that
can
point she's a
never have-
solitary bandit. I think she doesn't go back.
I don't think she could go back. I mean, damn.
I killed them all.
All right, so Kenna, what would you like to do?
I don't know. Well, we still have how many of the creepy crawly things?
None. They're all dead.
Oh, now it's just Calopia.
Yes.
Wrestle friends.
Now we have the real threat.
On the
The
very
boss
last
battle.
roll, she triggered her primordial state.
Okay, well, instead of that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bless Glenn, Sayer, and Ignish.
Oh yeah, I haven't used mine yet.
Not bad.
So, you guys, whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add that number to your attack.
What did
Okay.
the Inspire do to me? Am I still holding on to that?
You,
You still
you do a d6 and you get to add it on to basically any d20 roll.
Cool. I may do that so avoid dying.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I shall bless them all. Boom.
Nice.
Uh,
Last
And
up,
also move away from. Step back.
so let's go ahead and we'll basically say that both Ignish and Kenna are 30 feet away at this point. Sound good?
Okay.
Glenn, last up in the initiative order before your monster takes over.
I bless
I want
He
to.
is friend.
I want to cast my Fey Wanderer
Okay,
charm person special.
sounds good. You cast Charm Person. I believe that's going to be a Charisma saving throw.
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's less good.
Yeah.
She got a 16.
How do I calculate her? It's the save plus the bonus, right?
No, for you
Shoot.
it's going to be.
Is
It should be your what's called your spell save DC. For you, it's probably going to be 10 plus your Wisdom modifier.
Yeah, no, I was just checking. It's
Is that also proficiency?
She be now.
Yeah, that
she be
includes. It's 8 plus your proficiency plus your modifier. So
What's your wisdom, Glenn?
plus
he has to,
2.
Yeah, that'd be a 14.
unless he has a 24 wisdom, it's not gonna.
Yeah, nope. She
Little
beat
do
it.
you all know. All right, that is your turn. What would you like to do with your bonus action and your movement? Also, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I have a very high dexterity bonus. So what do I need to hit?
14.
15? Does a 15 do it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm up.
So let's just.
Stay on
And
your
you're
feet.
blessed still. So
Well, shoot, with a bonus action, what to do? You know, I could blow it now.
blow
I don't
it.
know. 1 second.
Just blows in her
I
face.
think. 1 second.
I'm so sorry.
I could tell Sayer to detach and run and drink my potion of invulnerability and try to wait her out.
Sure.
Here.
What do you think, guys?
I mean, if
I
don't-
think
I
after
don't
she
know how to
drops you, she's
slay
gonna
it.
move on.
I don't know that Sayer would take you up on. Yo, I got a couple of goopy rewards here.
The other thing, Glenn, is that you won't last her out. You have 1 hit point, and all that does is half damage. So half of 1 point
got
is
it.
1
So it's
point.
not really invulnerability. Got it. Okay.
He's not giving us a potion of we can't physically die.
All
I
right.
mean-
I'm thinking. I want to use the right. This is the last action I'm going to be able to take to help you. So I need to make it the right one.
Let me have the aggro. Don't try to physically engage with her.
I honestly think playing dead might be a good option. If you're not
You're
a threat
very
to her,
close.
I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna get distance. I need to ply my bow if I'm gonna do anything.
All right,
All right,
you move
just
30 feet
me
away.
and my girlfriend.
I tried.
Like Tupac once said.
Sayer's like, I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. All right.
Just me and you getting mauled.
Top of the round, Miss Calopia. Let's find out what you do after you make your dexterity saving throw.
Oh, disadvantage.
I got. Oh, okay, well, I can't do much worse. I
Yeah.
got that one.
Down you go.
Fall down.
it's not disadvantage saves, it's just on ability checks. So,
Oh, you're right.
but
Right.
natural ones.
But with that, you go on over and you roll a. That's cocked.
Stop. Aim right.
You guys watch as she lays in the grease, and it does not do anything.
Okay.
Next up is Sayer.
Well, she's prone. That should make the hug of restraint a bit easier.
Carry on an advantage, sir.
No, I'm not doing that creepy lap for this. Ah. All right.
It's mud and oil wrestling with Sayer and Calopia.
Nope. We're just trying to help her not murder all my friends.
We are just issuing
Um,
cuddles.
Issuing cuddles of let's calm down. 19. So we got a 7 and a nat 19. So the nat 19 I figure should be good for a 23.
Yes.
Excellent.
19 is
Plus a D4 from Bless.
Plus a D4 for Bless.
That's true.
And maximum on that.
So 23.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done. You have effectively hugged your girlfriend.
Just gonna calm
I don't know that is there a rule for I guess you grapple first and then you can go for a restrain.
I think you can try to pin on the following round.
Okay, here we go.
See, I have a bonus action still, I think, but I don't know what I'd do with it.
Go for a grapevine, double under in a grapevine, try to hold her down.
I mean, look, if this is Dan,
Get man.
I would be working to change get back position and maybe like do the shuck and spin around to the backside and
You're gonna try
work
to choke
for,
out the monk?
yeah.
Ignis, you're up next, buddy.
Well, let's make this interesting and cast
Light all the grease
mold
on fire.
Earth.
Oh,
No, cast mold earth and just kind of sink them down 5 feet.
sounds good.
Ooh, if there's a bunch of water, I could freeze us in it. I've got shaped water.
It could freeze us in the water.
Yeah,
So romantic.
I told her to cool off. You know.
It's like Titanic all over again.
Oh no!
This is terrible.
He messes it up and he's just
Never
encased in
let go.
ice. She's fine.
I'll never let go, but I will let you freeze to death on this in this ocean while I float on this piece of wood that is absolutely big enough for both of you.
Don't pick that fight with Lord of the Rings fan. Then you'll lose.
Kenna, you're up. You're up, Kenna.
Okay, well, it's just her and Sayer over there.
Yes, in the
Okay.
sunken mud pit. Grease
Fabulous.
wrestling.
We're gonna
Just
try to
me
cast
and my
sleep on the
Mud-
two of them.
Mud and
Doesn't
grease
seem
pit.
fine.
All right, cast sleep.
So that needs. What do I have to do?
5d8.
That is a 10. Here's my 8. Okay, so 1. Okay, so the first two. The first one is a 1. The second one is a 3. Then a 1 and a 4. Then a 6.
So for a total
Fif-
of 15. Dan, what are your hit
Thank
points?
God that failed. I have 24 HP.
I have 18, but
Oh,
close.
actually, you have fewer than me. Oh,
I wanted that so bad for your hug of restraint to go to sleep and say you're just asleep in this pit with feral Calopia. Unable to defend himself at full attacks at advantage.
but it was actually like, the better idea than I thought it was because she has a few points lower than me after my hex thing.
Right? Okay, well.
Okay, so that is Kenna's turn. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Ugh.
Probably only Inspire is what you have available.
I mean, but everybody's inspired.
No, everybody's blessed.
I am inspired.
Oh, okay. Glenn, you're inspired.
Sure.
What are your inspiring words for Glenn?
Glenn, don't kill anybody.
I don't think there's a lot of danger of that, but okay.
That goes through Kenna's turn. Glenn, what would you like to do?
I feel like it might be a good idea to try Charm Person again. I don't know. Otherwise, I gotta start attacking her.
You could just do nothing and ready in action.
Uh,
You could also take up a
Ready to donk.
You can take a defensive stance so she has disadvantage on attacks against you.
yeah. All right. Can I do both of those things?
No.
All right. Well, I'll give Sayer one more turn to effectuate what he's trying to pull off here. I'll ready a bow shot.
Sounds good. All right, end of your turn.
Pain if she gets up.
With that, Calopia, let's find out what you do this turn.
Your face. Honey, it's okay.
The creature can act and move normally.
We don't want that.
No, you get to
No.
choose
So
what you.
you're in control.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
You still feel adrenaline pulsing through your veins and like you just want to beat something. Freaking Sayer's behind you giving you butt cuddles as he's freaking holding you. And you feel like you could lose control at any moment, but
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We were prepared.
Calopia.
Kind of like tries to put her
You
hand
weren't though.
hold still.
sounds good.
Don't say that, Gwen.
If
She already feels bad.
she has her hands out,
Sure.
like up and
I think she's doing whatever she wants to be easy.
if
She's
she
literally trying to make it easier.
if she has that up, then I know what I would like to do with my turn.
Carry on. Your next up in initiative order.
Cool. Tell me if I have the action economy for this.
Carry on.
If she is clearly in this moment putting up no resistance, I want to say, please just hold still for a moment. And I would like to try and restrain her
Yep.
with my rope.
I would say that she is restrained.
Okay.
To save us, would it be 8 more rounds of stuff? I'm going to assume with the dexterity disadvantage that she already has, the grease that's going on, and then basically getting restrained by all of 1,000,000 miles of silken rope.
So much rope, more than is ever necessary. She can be a mummy if we need.
There's various times where she fights out of her, where she tries to fight her restraints. There's various times where she just sits there absent-mindedly. There's sometimes where she tries to get up and move. I'm assuming Ignish is also moving the mold earth further and further down. But after about a minute passes, you kind of breathe a sigh of relief. Your adrenaline goes down, your claws retract, your fangs retract, and you're back to normal. Your DC is now 18, L.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm so sorry.
So move the earth back up to where she can get out easily.
Yeah, it takes about another minute, but Ignish gets you guys back up from the elevator that was slowly descending to hell.
Okay,
Hey,
this
Ignish,
is
you don't
this is
look
question.
so good.
No one has to go along with it, but can I take that minute while we're down there?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just gonna like go pass out over by one of these trees. You guys do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go make my insides go back inside instead of outside. So
Okay, so is that Calopia's first reaction? Like, I am so sorry. Okay. You don't have to be sorry, because we learned a bit more. We saw a bit more of what triggered it. We engaged, we charged in, and we fought. I think that maybe for the moment you had the right idea with the darts. Perhaps we can't be certain of anything. What I can be certain of is that you're you right now. Nothing about that's changed. No one got badly hurt. We're going back up to meet our friends. And we handled everything without any major losses. We're okay. I also think I'm getting much faster at tying knots.
I'm glad. Okay, we're okay, right?
We're okay. Calopia, you are okay.
Thank you.
And after I've got her undone, but just before we get up, like, quick, like, close eyes, forehead kiss.
It's adorable.
Ignish, buddy, you don't look so good.
Yeah, I don't feel so good. Girl, we got to figure this out. This is rough.
Yeah. I mean, first things first,
Yeah,
you and I should get a little bit further away from the light, I think.
just take a nap. How far are we from the wagon? How far have we walked?
Like walk back out.
We could like gone 10 minutes, come back out,
He's like,
nearly
Get
dead.
it? We're like, no,
I-
but we're taking a nap.
Ken is straight on her
Ironically-
shoulder.
We're calling that off.
Ironically,
We're calling that whole thing off.
Ironically, I am healthier than when I entered the forest.
I mean, we should at least look at this sword that caused the whole thing.
Okay.
How far are we from the wagon? Seriously.
So you guys probably have the difference is that obviously according to your watches that you guys don't have, the precise time.
We are pretty good at measuring time, though.
Yeah, but you're not. Because it's
Yeah.
very hard to see the sun. You guys are in like canopy.
We've grown up our whole lives without watches. We know how to estimate time fairly well.
Not like quarter days.
What
No,
would
more
you
accurate than
say
that.
is a fair estimate of how long we've been here?
You guys have probably traveled for about an hour, hour and a half or so, but you could go back faster because you know where you've been essentially.
Okay.
Let's just sit here and rest for a little while.
Yeah, I need to catch my breath. I need to catch my breath badly. Oh,
Calopia, are you feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
So you and Sayer can take first watch.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over here and lie down and just go collapse now.
yeah.
I like to think that Glenn passes out first, and then Ignish kind of moves Glenn's body to make a pillow. It's like, oh yeah, that's much better. Like takes his cloak to like use as a blanket.
Yeah, I'm just over here bleeding out, but don't mind me.
You guys all know how hit dice work, right?
Yep.
Yep. About to use a bunch.
Yeah, man.
We can spend up to our level in them, correct?
Accurate. So 4.
Okay.
Wait, is this for all of us?
It is up to you if you would like to use them. Essentially, the way it works is that during a short rest, you can recover hit die. You get up to your level of hit die per day. So, for instance, right now, if you want to add in just a little bit, you could roll 1 hit die, recover that back. Next short rest you guys take, you can do 2. You can do whatever you'd like.
If anybody needs it after using whatever hit die they choose to do, I still have those several potions that were mentioned earlier, as well as 4 uses of my amulet today.
Nah, I got back to full with my hit die.
Cool.
I'm also
The
using my
one
arcane
question-
recovery.
The one question I have about it, Lawrence, that I cannot recall off the top of my head, can we choose to use those dice one at a time to determine? Okay, cool.
Kenna, you should be a D8, I believe.
That sounds right. I think
And it's
wizards
up
are.
to 4.
Yes.
Up to 4.
I think wizards are the only ones that have D6s.
Yeah, we are.
You examine the sword hilt. It does look like it has a pommel that is missing. You're not sure if a flowstone could fit in or any other jewel. It does appear to be of tarnished silver and probably worth a little bit of money, but it's unusable. And unfortunately, with the way that the sword's broken, it would be unrecoverable for a blacksmith. They would basically end up melting it down, taking out the silver, and either probably forging it into... Not billets, ingots. Ingots, thank you. French has me all screwed up with all my vocabulary and everything right now.
That I thought you were about to say English.
Little do you know that on the other side of East Verdestia, there's actually a blacksmith making a perfect silver replication of English from a dream that he had. They'll never meet.
He's making
unfortunately.
English out of ingots.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Is it nice metals? Could we melt it down to sell some nice stuff?
It's silver. You don't know how to do that. You'd probably give it to someone in the troop to do it.
Nah, yeah,
So
but
we
like
got
if
this-
we have like
almost
a
died for a piece of thing that we can't use.
hey, a pound of silver is not bad money.
Just saying. Rude.
You guys have almost died for less.
I was gonna say,
true.
at least you're coming
We've
out
almost-
of it with anything.
We've almost
just
died
now
because we
aware of
met
the almost
badgers.
An hour passes by. You guys take a second. For some reason, Ignish and Glenn, who just have like intestines laying out, like arterial bleeding spurting from other spots, probably some just massive issues with breathing. All of a sudden, all that just
Both eyes pop back in their sockets.
yeah, broken bones fix themselves.
Ignish has prey
Every
blood. He
rib is
stops
on the
bleeding real
inside
quick.
again.
But with that, Your hour passes by. There are no new enemies. There's the occasional frog that ribbits. There's the occasional coe that caws. There's the occasional bristle from the wind through the bog. And there's just this stank smell that is hanging around you all now, because some of your clothes have blood on them as well.
Not anymore.
I love prestidigitation too.
Smells like bacon.
Bacon clothes.
Bacon's
No,
a little.
don't they smell like bacon in a place with predators?
Bacon smells a little hard to get. It just kind of comes off as kind of like a sirloin steak, but there's no butter or salt or anything on it.
Just flowers.
There you go. With that, how are you feeling, guys?
Terrible. Just got beat up.
Can we press on?
I don't see what choice we have.
I was gonna say, unless we want to go admit defeat, which I think would probably get us fired.
I see
What?
no reason to.
Do we deal with the elephant in the room or don't we?
I think we just got to figure out. Talk about Calopia, I assume.
I don't mean she's one of us. I get it.
Yeah.
Every time we fight, she can't try to kill us. Those
She
were
did
tough.
this time.
Those were monstrous. Had that not worked, had you two not done a great job just then in getting things under control, she'd have torn through Ignish and I like wet tissue paper. We had nothing left.
Through Ignish and me, but we all know what it looks like. When she starts to freak out, we just all back off and let it go at the enemies first.
Yeah, what if it goes down the exact same way it just did? Just us on a lone battlefield.
Then we just back away until we figure out something better for right now.
That's a plan. That's a life or death plan. You're willing to bet that on it.
Yep.
We've rolled the dice on less than that. So.
All right.
Do you have a better idea?
You're in charge, Ignish.
If you got a better idea, I'd like to hear it.
I'll back you that far. But if it happens again, I will have another idea.
Listen, can we all stop deciding how to respond and deal with Calopia without hearing from Calopia? Can you tell us more about your experience? What you feel triggered it? How you were feeling throughout this, and how we might gain a better understanding of a proper solution?
I can help provide details as well.
I wish I knew what exactly it was.
It's okay.
So far it's just been the stress of it all. But I don't know, it's like a surge of adrenaline, and once it starts, I don't know how to come back from it.
Okay.
You know what triggers it?
I don't know, because it's nothing that wouldn't have triggered it before. I mean, unfortunately, I have seen all of you go down at some point, and I've gone down, and we've been in much worse situations than a couple of dogs or some vines.
Okay. Well, let's think about the first thing you said there. You felt like a rush of adrenaline. Obviously, battle is a stressful situation. Perhaps, was there anything about your training that might allow you to slow down, take a breath in the middle of combat to try and slow your breathing? I understand that means that maybe you can't rush in and be as immediately as effective as you usually are, but we can keep up the slack if it keeps you and us safe.
I can try that. I mean, it didn't seem to kick in until I got in there, but I don't know that it is always the case, but anything we can try. I mean, I know about breathing and techniques to calm down, but usually I need some time for that.
Obviously, if anybody's life is on the line, no one's going to begrudge you rushing in, but perhaps that should be a second or third option right now.
It seems like, and tell me if I'm wrong here, you don't seem to go off when you're hit. It's when you hit something else that's primal instinct comes out. Is that? right?
So far.
Could it be a combination of both? You take damage, you give it. Combat is joined.
Sounds just like stress to me.
If
Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do about stress. We need to figure out how to master this.
but you could be really useful if you're in the front line and all you do is focus on not getting hit. It's pretty hard to hit you. And even if you're not actually inflicting damage on anybody, if you're just there keeping anybody else from getting past you, they can't hit you very easily. And then you don't need to worry about losing your temper. Does that sound like an idea?
I mean, anything's worth a shot. You guys know about as much as I do.
Can we ask her to dive into the fray, unable to defend herself? That's just transplanting the damage.
I'm not thrilled with that concept either.
Let me out of character for a minute. What I'm saying is if she's in the front line and takes the dodge action, everyone is just disadvantaged to hit her. With her armor class, that's not going to be very many hits at all, and they're all burning actions.
You're not saying
More
like
like
unleash
get at
feral Calopia on them. You are saying that she can maybe like leaf on the wind through everybody to maybe try and avoid the worst of it.
Take the dodge action each round, and then she shouldn't get hit.
Is there any is there any way we can make her a more effective tank? Like make stuff go for her?
We've given her nearly every item we can.
I'm pretty beefy. I'm not worried about that.
She has a potion. If she takes that, and then she goes berserk, we're all dead. But that's the problem. If we make her too much of a tank and she does lose it.
Yeah, I mean, like
we don't get away from that.
An actual tank, though. Like, can we? If she can do that, and we can actually do something to make go after her.
You have an 18 armor class, right?
19.
19 with disadvantage to attack. That's going to be.
I think
didn't work out for us this last battle. They went after one time.
I think that perhaps, in addition to what we've already discussed, the best thing that we can do for now is decide the best way to work in concert to deal with it if it does happen again. Lawrence?
So, a couple of things. First of all, I believe what I'm hearing from DM is there a way that Calopia can help draw aggro?
Is there a way that can be like useful?
And yes, role play stuff, I will give that credit. Second of all, Dan, I actually really liked your suggestion. So first of all, I'm going to give you a agree reward, which is going to be Viana's Grace. When you use this reward, you can add 1d6 healing effect administered by you, spell or potion, or use one willing creature that is unconscious. Give them 1 hit point.
That's really great, actually, for me. Thank you so much.
Calopia, if your, we'll call it feral state, is triggered, you can sacrifice your entire turn in order to prevent it from happening.
Oh, that helps.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, that's
a
big.
lot.
So
That's big.
Movement, bonus action, and reaction.
Right,
It'll
straight up do
It'll
nothing.
be rough if you are in pitched combat, but we will try and come to your rescue.
That changes everything.
But that represents Calopia basically using her entire willpower to fight this urge.
I think that's awesome.
And it actually kind of makes the idea of you being more harmonious with that, like, thing more viable. Because if you had to, you could choose to stay in that state against an enemy for a minute and understand that there is a way out.
The other flip of the coin is I'm also going to say that you can also intentionally fail a saving throw if you want to.
Okay.
I love
think
that.
that's interesting and awesome. And
This is
changes
actually a really cool way to play this.
Yeah.
And we all recognize what happens when she undergoes her change, right? We can spot it now.
It's a physical change that you guys can observe.
So if we see it, we just take a step back.
Yeah, I liked your suggestion, Dan. So
Thank you.
All right, let's go find these ruins and get what we need to get out.
Sooner the better. We can't just keep taking beatings like that.
or can you?
Don't know what the rest of you are talking about. I feel fine.
I'm fine.
Dan's like, you were still 1 hit point. What's the big deal?
Yeah, you were awake.
One.
I don't understand why you think this
I've
is a
spent the
problem.
bulk of the last 2 weeks unconscious.
You all continue down the track. Again, this used to be a road. This used to be a considerable road. It's very much, nature has taken back at a alarming rate. So you continue moving forward. Marching order, I believe, is same as before.
Yep.
Second one, same as first.
Okay, so if I understand it correctly, it's Calopia, Glenn, Ignish, Kenna, Sayer, and Beck.
Yes.
Let's go and get some survival checks from Kenna or Calopia and Glenn.
Wait, survival?
Yes.
23.
Not bad. Glenn?
I cut out. My internet's going spazzy. What are we doing?
Go ahead and roll survival.
Beat a 23.
I think 17.
17, not bad. You guys continue kind of moving forward, and it is getting swampy. Your feet are starting to sink in, your boots are getting wet, the stench is getting worse, and the mist is getting thicker. Calopia, you notice something white, unnaturally white, out of the corner of your eye, and you look over, and you see what looks like a skeleton. Clothes are still on. They're dirty, they're mucky, they're torn up. They look like they've had rats that have basically chewed through them, so it's difficult to tell the actual quality of them. But it is basically the skeleton is poking halfway out of the muck. To your right.
Glenn,
What?
over there.
Take out an arrow.
Glenn, as you look over and you see the skeleton head rotates towards you.
Oh, that's not.
To be clear of this, Glenn is the only one who sees this. But it turns and it looks at you. Top of the morning to you.
I'm the only one hearing that.
Hearing what?
Got it. Greetings and salutations.
To you as well.
Well, nice swamp you have here, sir, ma'am.
Sir is fine.
So it is.
Thank you for complimenting my resting place. It's been a while since I've gotten to talk to anybody.
You know, believe it or not, I have seen more feated resting places, more boggy, more wet. So you did well to fall here. Is this where you fell?
This is where the corruption magic finally took me.
That doesn't sound good. Corruption, now, you say?
It was a long time ago. You need not worry. Most of it is faded.
But not all.
Never all. The echoes of what we do in the present carry on throughout eternity.
Joy.
To you as well. Would you help me?
If it's within my power to do so and rapidly, name it.
There is a ring on my finger. Would you take it and put it to rest when you have a chance?
Just bury it, say a few words.
Yes.
Yes, of course. This isn't going to be one of those times where I take the object from the skeleton or remains and the remains then come to life and try to eat my face off, is it? Because that's happened to me before.
You'll never know unless you try.
Fair enough. Everybody cover me.
And you guys are getting half of this conversation the whole time.
What is he doing?
It's his thing.
He's
He
doing
does
a
it.
ghost thing. He can talk to ghosts. They say ghost things.
Do you want to bury the things? I could do that from here.
No, we're not gonna bury the thing. We're gonna do something very specific. And go
Okay.
over and I grab the ring.
Thank you. Basically, you have to dig a little bit, but you're able to follow his shoulder down to where his arm is. You know it's probably on his right hand, so you kind of go over, you dig on out. There's a gold signet ring on his finger that you pull on out. Skeleton does not move the entire time. This mandible doesn't, what, jawbone? Mandible, is that right?
Yeah.
Mandible, yeah.
His mandible doesn't
Mandible,
move the
next to him.
entire time as he's talking to you. Again, you just had that initial movement of the head that kind of tracks and follows you, but that's the only movement that you get. He goes, if you wouldn't mind doing it outside of the bog, I would like my final resting place to be somewhere a little bit more serene.
Come from Prondadal or Nevermore, stranger.
I come from EsTranoch.
Ah, EsTranoch. Yes. Do you know what became of EsTranoch, stranger? Do you know what happened?
My memory has faded over the years. I just remember a cataclysm
Well, that
and a sickness. I did not want to become like them, so I fled. But it became me.
one final question, Spirit, and I'll let you rest with my promise that I'll bury this when I return to the road.
Thank you.
If your old home is where I'm going, and I were looking for something of particular value, do you have any memory of where I would look for it at?
Oh man, I want to roll. I don't know what to make you roll though.
I think he has to roll. I think the ghost has to roll.
We'll do a
Beat my
percentile.
percentile.
We'll do beat my percentile. This is a nice game mechanic that I like that Will does. You know what the percentile dice look like, DM?
Yes, I do.
Let's go ahead and roll that and we'll see if you can beat me.
Yeah.
But is it up or down?
You have to beat the DM's percentile.
So I just roll it,
Yep.
and well, I got zeros, so
Both
win.
zeros?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 100.
Yeah, it's 100.
Did you really?
That is
That's 100.
lucky.
What?
That's actually amazing because I rolled 91.
Oh.
91. I was supposed to roll something else, but doesn't matter. 'Cause I thought I lost. Oh. Okay. Well, that works.
I gotta come up with something.
I'm sorry.
EsTranoch at once holds mighty treasure of wealth and of magics. But with the veil thinned, I know that what you seek is called the Amulet of Sin.
Well, that sounds ominous.
I know
What sounds ominous?
I'll be right with you.
I know no more of what you might seek, except that the vials like to set an ambush about 100 feet towards the north. They like to stay there for game. Rest well.
Thank you, Spirit. Your ring and your peace is safe with me. I'll get back to the road and grant you your release.
With that, he does not respond to you. And you wait a few moments, and the lifeless bones stay there.
He's doing something spiritual, I can tell.
I have information.
Yeah, we kind of gathered that.
Yeah. This corpse was a native of old EsTranoch before they were ruins. A great cataclysm, some kind of pestilence, corruption magic, he said.
Oh, good.
Hit their people and destroyed EsTranoch, killed everybody. He tried to flee because he didn't want to end up, and I quote, like them. But he didn't get far. that corruption magic lingers in this bog, which not in its old strength, which might be why the spirit has had a hard time finding its rest. The amulet we're looking for is called the Amulet of Sin. And
You misheard that a little bit. It's Zen. SZENN.
the
Less worse.
Yeah, and there are apparently also creatures called vials, or beings called vials, or something that we do not, that are not our friends called vials, who like to set up ambushes close to here. And they're something we should watch out for, evidently. Is very polite spirit, less aggressive than most of the ones I usually interact with. I pity him.
May I look at the ring?
Yeah, here you go.
Prestidigitate off all the dirt and take a look at the signet. Does it ring any bells?
Not something that you recognize. You haven't seen a lot of signet rings, probably. There's an aspect of it where I'm sure you've seen a few at distance.
Sus
know,
at least.
Yeah, as you're
And
looking.
I'm trying to imagine what it would look like the mirror when it's actually impressed in wax. What the symbol looks like.
It looks like a castle tower, like a rook from chess. However, coming off of it is basically I don't know what you call it, the legs of an E. So essentially where you have kind of the dome, and then it comes off a little bit more like a leg, a little short one right here, and a little long one on the bottom.
Okay.
So we need to be ready for more attacks, which I feel like we were gonna be. And you have to bury the ring.
When we get back to the road, I think the spirit wanted to be as far away from this place and what befell its old home as it possibly could. But
you need help. I'm one for one on putting spirits to rest.
I might. I'm not so good at saying the words that they like to hear. I've done this before, but I always
They
feel
do?
awkward.
Talk to you. That helps.
They do. It's getting them to shut up. That's the trick. We're in danger here. There are ambushing creatures, and
don't say.
EsTranoch is more than just ruins, folks. I don't know how to describe this. When something horrible happens, like a cataclysm of that degree. I mean, the spirit confirmed it, but it's also what usually happens, that the veil gets thin.
Less
There's
friendly spirits.
There's a lot of very, very complicated, dangerous, incorporeal threats we could encounter when we go much further. This could get weird.
Fabulous. It's just been generally dangerous up until this point.
I mean, I'm not saying that I can't talk to them and maybe call them off or talk them down, but I have definitely encountered plenty of spirits in my day who listen to me and then try to kill me more.
You said there are these vials about 100 feet to the north of here.
Yeah.
And we're generally
apparently
heading north.
setting up an ambush, which now that I know that, it shouldn't be too hard for me to turn it on them.
Well, Sayer, can your little rat thing go ahead and see what's up?
You mean you want Prism to deal with evil spirits?
No, I just want him to go see if there's a trap 100 feet in front of us.
I mean, I suppose he can take a look. He's a gentle little thing, but he is quite quick. Do you think you can handle that, my friend?
Sure thing, boss.
Oh gosh,
Tell it to Sayer, tell it to err on the side of retreat. If these things are waiting to set up ambush for game, even a creature his size might be enough for them to make a move.
And maybe try to think boring thoughts so he's like gray or brown instead of teal.
Well, the color wheel I have would if he's feeling anticipation, it'd be sort of orangish, and if he's feeling either trust or fear different shades of green.
No, that's very good for stealth.
I will say that he's trusting me, right? That makes sense. Or I'm feeling trusting if he's a reflection of me.
I would say probably indifferent would get you the grayish color.
Yeah.
Okay, I try to not be afraid that my rat is going to have to face terrors.
It's like, okay.
Here's Kate, Sayer. What you do is just be ready. Keep that mental link with your familiar. If he's in trouble, just dismiss him. He'll go into a pocket dimension. You can call him back.
All right. Listen to my brain. And I let him go.
Excellent. So they all have attacks readied, so it's going to be 10 bow attacks on your Prism. Prism moves forward, and it's kind of difficult for him to move around. Again, there's large puddles at this point. You're basically in bog marshland. You get to the point.
He's a rat. Did you not watch Ratatouille through the end? Rats can swim. They can do all kinds. They can climb.
There's an alligator that swallows Prism.
No, I am just saying they live in
You just made that
sewers. Bogs feel right at home.
Right. But there's this aspect of you're trying to be quick and nimble and such. And so, yeah, absolutely. Rats can swim just fine, just like humans can swim. It just slows you down a considerable amount.
Yeah.
Basically what happens is he moves down the road and there's a section that is completely washed out. So it's practically pond or lake. There is, however, a very small road. You remember Scuba Road in Selection, Will? It's a very small section where there's... Huh?
Just thought you were asking me. I was wondering. No.
Homework assignment.
Enlist in the Army. Go to Special Forces Selection.
Oh, okay.
Get to Land Navigation Week. Go in the wintertime so the water's all cold when you have to walk through it. There's a section of road essentially that has different bushes, logs, sections of log, rock that's made into this kind of pathway essentially. That kind of it's barely enough for one person to kind of walk by, or to walk on to kind of avoid getting in this possibly waist or chest deep water. And as you kind of move, and as Prism moves on up and kind of starts moving, you see what looks like a pinkish bald head that is kind of behind a bush for a second. And basically what he sees is this.
Great.
They don't see Prism. Prism can kind of see them moving around and such. You can see that they're trying to be quiet. At some points, Prism will hear these different whispers.
Can Prism tell how many there are?
No.
I will say that he has advantage on perception checks that rely on smell. So if he can smell any smelly monsters, he'd have a better shot.
Yeah, he's just not getting... It's very difficult because you have to tie a smell to each individual one.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically what Prism's getting is there's beings up ahead.
Okay. There are at least 3 that he's seen.
Yeah.
4 or 5. 5.
Oh, 5? Oh, okay. Yes. And he'll scurry back, I think.
Let me finish the description that you get. As far as an ambush site, it's the perfect ambush site. Basically, moving to them, you either have the choice of going through the bog and moving through this waist-deep, chest-deep water, or being completely exposed on the kind of small road and stuff. And same thing from a game perspective. Again, perfect. They have the crossing spot zeroed in.
So how broad is this river we're trying to cross?
How broad is this? How wide?
After Dylan comes, after Sayer explains all this, that he's, sensed all this to us.
40 feet.
Okay.
So,
the nice thing about knowing that there's an ambush is that people feel very or creatures. Those who have ambush spots tend to be very confident in them and spring them quickly, regardless of what is inside. We could spring their ambush and then reveal our true might.
I have a thought. What
Go
if
ahead.
I do my song that the Fae gave me on one of them and have him try to like turn on his people?
I'm,
And we can come around from the rest. We can come around and take advantage of the chaos.
I'm thinking maybe wait 10, 20 minutes and I just create a bridge for us upstream or downstream and just bypass the whole thing. It would take us
What?
longer.
Okay, that's pretty neat.
I'm
We
not
can-
interested in another fight if we can avoid it.
Oh, if we can find a buggy, watery spot, I can freeze it and also help make a land bridge.
Shape water's not that powerful, boss.
It could freeze 5 feet of water in a square at any one given time. If we all stay on top of it at any one time,
A 5-foot cube?
That is
5
gonna
foot
tip over
cube.
super
It's
fast.
insane.
That's
It's
a
one
lot
of
of
the
water.
best cantrips.
Between Mold Earth and that, we got this.
We can move over the boggy spots.
We had a couple poles. If you could create a 5-foot cube of ice, we can all stand on that and just pull our way across.
Let me 100% make sure. I've heard people talk about the wonders of how good shape water is a cantrip. Let me make 100% double check that it does what I think.
You instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct, up to 5 feet in any direction. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. The cause of the water to form into simple shapes and animate in your hand in
A
direction.
5-foot cube. Freeze the water, provided there are no creatures in it. Water
Yep.
freezes in 1 hour.
Yep. It's a really strong cantrip.
Yeah.
You freeze the water.
The water within range in a 5-foot cube.
Mm-hmm. I've made a 5-foot cube of water float before in other games and just brought it to a bunch of very thirsty people. It was really neat.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd let you levitate water, but all right. Yeah, you could freeze water.
I think we bypass. I
And-
think it's best to bypass the fight if we can.
Save our strength for the actual amulet of Zen holding spot.
What we're gonna find in these ruins, I can now be fairly confident is not good.
Are we actually going to manage to avoid a fight for the first time in our lives?
I
We're
feel
gonna
like
have
this
to
is an
avoid it on our
event-
way back too, guys.
I feel like, well, on our way back, we might be coming up behind them. So
Yeah, I think.
Oh my god, they'll be trying to spring a trap on someone who's gone completely around their trap. I mean, it probably might be best to deal with them after we've dealt with everything else, just in case there are any other travelers who come through here.
So our adventurers continue or get off of the path and go ahead and move into the bramble creeper infested, unpaved bog.
The
And
bramble creeper, so there would be more of the vine things.
I don't know.
It was infested with some.
Ah. Okay.
But we will see how that fares next episode. Next week, 8 o'clock, join us back here to see how they do making their way through the swampy bog. And also, if you want to find out what we're doing other times, check out Twitch. They have various panels. Each one has a link to our social media, to our Facebook, to Chloe's Instagram, to Elle's Instagram, to Will's TikTok page, all the things. Will doesn't have a TikTok page, but it'd be very funny if he did.
I would love to see
Listen.
Elf put up a talk of Tick.
Elle has a TikTok. I found it on my For You page. I was like, oh, hey,
It does.
that's Elle. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, fans. And looks like I didn't get you guys tonight. So next time, when you guys come upon the bramble creeper breeding nests.
Oh,
Good, that means little ones.
yeah, but a lot of
Little ones are usually worse.
Yeah.
Can we just
Ignish.
turn Calopia into Super Calopia and like launch her with a makeshift catapult in the
I
let that happen?
don't love the plan.
Just let that happen.
She
let
just
that
needs to turn into Fox Demon Naruto sometimes.
And drink
And-
that special potion she has too, and then go totally berserk.
Crazy. I still don't, I have questions about the plan.
Thinking we could make a catapult out of wood.
For not making my girlfriend into a siege weapon.
Thank you.
Come in like a pro wrestler. Just
Oh God.
Can you
Calopia, I'm just
smell?
gonna say it. It might be empowering.
Yeah, could be.
I love you guys so much, but I don't want to be a weapon.
you don't want to be a siege weapon. That's fair.
Like the fastball special.
It's like
Oh my
it's like the
God.
Rex from Toy Story when they use him as a battering ram.
I don't want to use my head.
Yeah.
With that, everybody, stay healthy, stay safe, and we will see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Peace, y'all.